All right, we are recording.
Yeah, so the locks on my apartment are, I have what's called a fob. I have like a fob. Here, I can just show you. So I have one of these, and so you just rub it on the key, and I've had it for years. I've lived here for going on 10 years now, like 8 years now, and never had a problem. And then only in the last couple months did it start acting kind of funny. And I was like, all right, well, we'll just kind of, power through it. And then today it was like, so the way this is supposed to work is that I rub the fob on, it turns green, and then it goes boop, boop, boop. And then no, that's how it's working now because it's so fucked. So initially it was you rub the fob, you turn it, you're good to go. Now I rub the fob on it, it starts off red and it beeps red for a couple seconds. And then there's like a little window where it's green, and then that's when I have to turn it. And then today, so I went to rub the fob on it, it was just red. So I was like, boop. Boop. I'm like, where's the green? Where's the green? I need my window. I'm turning the knob and nothing's happening. And then I was like, and I knew it was possible for them to like go bad. Is he not having?
Well, I'm gonna send out a tweet at 7:30.
I blame Joe. Joe, if you're watching, I blame you.
Yep.
And I love you and miss you and can't wait to see you. Did you see that meetup at Detroit?
I did not.
Okay, so there were 4 of our longest running listeners, Martin Casa,
nice,
Pharmacist Judge, House of Shadow, and Joe, all hung out at Detroit, and they took a picture with the playmat of us. And it was the cutest. Oh, everybody looked great in the picture. It is the most wholesome thing ever. And they posted in the Discord, and it made me so happy. And I was like, oh my God. And
where was this? How did I miss this?
Detroit. They met at GP Detroit, and they played Commander, and it's just the loveliest picture. All 4 of them look adorable.
Was it in the main chat room?
Yeah, it's in the main channel.
Okay, I must have somehow missed that.
No worries. There was a lot this week. We talk a lot in the Discord, but no, it was the sweetest picture ever. It was 4 of our most cinnamon roll boys that are just being adorable and happy, and it's like, oh my God, those are our fans and friends at this point.
They're friends.
Some of them have transcended fan status, like where it's not even about that anymore. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's in there somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So Firefox decided to just completely spaz out. I don't know why, but hey everybody, it's your Dungeon Master, Evil Ruben.
Oh my God.
Should I close this blind a little bit? Is it too shiny? My light?
Great.
Evan?
I'm sorry. The light's fairly bright.
Okay, I'll close it a little bit. Give me just a second.
Yeah, a little closing would be good. I'm old enough to be allowed to frequent this Discord's daddy. Okay.
Better or still too much?
That's better. That's better. Let me see if I can get you guys in here on the main overlay.
Okay. Well, I think that what happened was I tried to pull up the chat and the donations and all of the stuff in my Streamlabs, and my computer did not like that I had Discord and Streamlabs both using my camera at the same time.
Okay.
So it just turned black with my camera still working because my light on my camera was still on. So I had to restart. Then Firefox decided to not work, so I had to open Chrome, which I don't like.
Okay.
But now it's functional. So everything is closed except for Zoom. And I'm opening Streamlabs again so that I can see comments. And
should I have like a playmat or something near me in case I roll the dice? I'm not just rolling it on my glass computer desk.
Yes. It's up to you.
Okay. I just don't know how distracting it would be.
It might be distracting, but who cares?
Okay. Also, Evan, if you have a minute, I was a dumbass and started another stream the other day. So there's like a 5-minute clip of me streaming before someone told me I did it again. So.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
But if you give it a couple more days, I'll have more views than Ruben's.
Great.
I'll have more views in his arena.
Excellent news. All right, I have recent events up. So we've got a couple of recent follows and a new subscriber today.
Nice. All right, so there is Heart of There's our overlay with us in it.
Oh, I look good, minus the laughing, but...
What do you mean minus the laughing? You look great.
You don't like laughing?
Minus me experiencing joy. Isn't that some bullshit?
That's right. I think I'm going to put on my my Dungeon Master, my Guild Master hoodie that became famous from Season 1 of Broken Pack.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
It's letting the freak flag fly.
Man's got wardrobe.
Ruben's got costume changes. Excuse me. You better change the title and the category. You have us as Magic the Gathering with the last episode.
I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm getting there right now.
All right, friends, let's do the thing.
We are flooping pigs here in just a minute. I need my phone so I can log in, because if I don't do it under an incognito window, that shit don't work.
Also, throw something up into Discord. Let him know he's going live.
Yes, please.
Right. I will do the Discord. Someone else do the tweet, maybe?
Evan just posted something.
Did he?
Posted,
okay, good.
Well, I posted we were going live soon, but that, you know, not like the holy shit, we're here, come check us out and do the thing.
Right.
Holy fuck balls. Just little balls of fuck. Just don't get hit by one. It's bad shit.
Oh man.
All right. Cool. Let's go to Twitch, like you do. Oh my goodness. All right, we are editing. We are not playing Magic the Gathering. We are playing Dungeons and motherfucking Dragons.
We show ain't.
Episode 1 is entitled Krenko Mob Boss. If we want to do episode titles, we don't need to.
Episode 1, Krenko Mob Boss?
Mob Boss.
Okay. Cool.
Actually, let me see if there's a better title.
Krenko's Way.
Krenko's Command.
Okay, cool.
Call it Krenko's Command.
All right. Cool. All right, sweet. That has changed. Very good. I want to pop out the chat. Holy shit. They keep changing things on Twitch. And it's just like, look at all this new shit that's going to overload you.
Get your monocle out, Evan.
What's this newfangled fucking... I ain't got time for these fucking button bullshit. Bunch of random garbage. All right, cool.
All right, I will write a tweet that says...
Fuck balls.
Fucky fuck balls.
What was it they wanted you to say, Evan? Dick and doodle doo.
Dickle doodle. I mean, you know. Cock a dickle doo or whatever.
Dickle doodle doo.
Mm-hmm. Dick a doodle. All right, so I'm gonna go to our Be Right Back screen and we're gonna go live.
Great.
Twitch
you can mute that, right?
I can mute. It would mute the stream, but it would also mute the recording, the local recording.
All right, we'll just talk.
We'll just
during the intro.
We're live. We're going through Miami, Florida. We are getting ready to rock and roll. I have everything ready to go. Oh, dag. Cool. We are live. So live. So very. You know that Twitter twatter's been sent?
I am doing it right now. I sent the Discord We Are Live early, and I'm sending this one late, so in between the two.
Oh, okay. Dope.
I'll be right on schedule.
Schedule?
The schedule.
The
Tweet is never late, nor is it early.
Right.
Neither am I.
It arrives exactly when it needs to.
Yeah.
That's right.
I see so many new faces in the chat. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Really?
goodness.
Yeah, because we're on a Tuesday afternoon.
Oh,
we
that's
are
true.
late because I swear to God, the universe has been plotting against us.
Yeah.
This whole time.
Oh my God. Yeah, I got pulled over on the way to
I almost got locked out of my apartment.
Oh
Yep.
God.
And Evan didn't know how words worked.
Yep. We got it.
All right, tweets up.
Tweets up.
Discord message is up.
We got a sub coming in hot there. Thank you, Argent Griever.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Arden Griever, you're awesome. Thank you so much. All right, cool.
So we'll do the credits at the end of the show. Should I do the intro, or do you want to do the intro, Evan?
You're the dungeon master, dude. You take this one, run with it.
All right. Roll the intro, and then I'll introduce things.
Right. All right. Here we go. Let's rock and roll.
The intro's rolling. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mikes and Magic, the Dungeons and Dragons show here on twitch.tv/magicmikes. I'm your guild master, Ruben Bressler, and these fine players are going to be going on an adventure with me. We'll introduce your characters once we get started in the story, but first we want to thank our sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day. And, of course, our co-sponsor, CardHoarder.com, the #1 source for delivery of cards on Magic Online. I don't have the script in front of me, so I don't know how that works. I am joined by Evan Irwin of Magic Mike's fame.
Hello.
And Aaron Campbell, also of Magic Mike's fame. And I want to ask you both a couple of questions. My first question is, how many times have you played Dungeons and or Dragons, and what's the most recent time that you've done so?
Exactly once. I was in junior high. It was in my friend Robin's garage. I was a rogue, and I remember we were trapped in a dungeon that had dinosaurs in it for some reason. And I remember there was a triceratops in the room, and my rogue could climb walls. And so I thought I was going to be really slick and climb the wall to get away from the triceratops. But the triceratops ended up just charging into the wall and then destroyed the wall with me clinging to it. And then I died. Oof. That was my only, but I went out with a bang. So that's all.
That sounds like a good way to go.
Yeah, I was pretty proud.
I played once about 15 years ago, and it did.
When I was in junior high.
Thanks. And it was okay. I think back then it was 4th edition rules and whatnot. And me and a friend, we just could not take it seriously, and the guy wasn't necessarily trying to tell any sort of story versus just do a random battle, and no one was really into it, and it was kind of meh. So that's the extent of my history.
All right. Well, hopefully this will be a better experience for y'all.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So I want to first thank you all for joining us for this live episode, and tell you a few things that you can do live in chat to help impact the game, whether to make things easier or perhaps more difficult for the two players. You can donate and play along in chat with bits or donations.
Let me bring that up. Give me just 2 seconds.
Cool.
Go ahead and start talking about
cool.
them. I'll get the
No worries. I'm going to just go over audio-wise, because this is also a podcast, eventually, to tell you what you can do with your bits. For 200 bits or a $2 donation, you can impose impose disadvantage on the next die roll by any of the three of us. So if you give $2, you can impose the next roll disadvantage, which means I roll twice and take the lower number on one of my die rolls as the guild master, or one of their rolls as one of the players. Just mess around with them. For 500 bits, you can offer a re-roll to any of the three of us to give advantage whenever we see fit, not necessarily the next one. So then we can save those. We'll just have to keep track of how many of those we have. For 1,000 bits, you can give somebody a natural 20, a critical success to one of the players that they can use whenever they want to. For 2,500 bits, 2,500 bits, you get to create your own NPC, create your own situation, have something happen that I can throw at them within reason. I'm not going to just have Nicol Bolas drop down from the sky and attack them, but
you can request a pack of containment priests. It's fine.
Right. You certainly, they can certainly accidentally come across a rest in peace graveyard. And that might be a thing. And then, of course, the last thing, which I really like a lot, is that you can buy items for the players for 1 bit equaling 1 Xeno, which is a gold piece. The Zips and Xenos, I'll explain in game, but basically anything that you can find that has a cost, you can send to a player, rounded to the nearest 69 bits.
Nice.
So a healing potion is around 50 gold. If you wanted to buy someone a healing potion, you could give us 69 bits. If you wanted to give someone the Deck of Many Things, which is a legendary item that canonically doesn't exist in Ravnica, for sure, feel free to give us 25,000 bits for a legendary magic item.
And for 100,000 bits, all the rocks fall and kill us, and we're all done here. You guys have a good one. Appreciate it. It's been fun.
If you want to impose all of that kind of stuff, please do let us know. So those are some of your options, but you can also ask in chat how much something would be worth to be able to give. Nice. Okay, there you go. Good example. A Little Aloof has given us 1,000 bits.
Yay,
which
thank you.
One reroll each to Evan and Aaron. Perfect. That's a great example of something that you can do. So you each have a reroll that you can spend at any time.
Awesome.
Yeah. So before we get started, do you have any questions that you want to address?
Somebody in chat had a question and said, what if more than one person donates 200 bits for a roll? Do they stack?
No. So if there's a whole lineup of disadvantage rolls, it would just be disadvantage on the next that many rolls.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Cool. So, y'all ready to play?
I'm so ready.
Dragons? All right. I will have you introduce yourselves in character. We are, of course, using the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, available in friendly local game stores near you. Support your friendly local game store.
I didn't know I was gonna have to do like voices too. Like, are we committing to this? Like,
what? I mean, I am. I'm a dungeon master.
I know, but like, I didn't think of a voice for my character.
I guess you'll find your voice in game, won't you?
I mean, I've done it once before. I mean,
or you can just use your current voice. A lot of my characters just talk like I do.
Okay.
Some of them don't. This is the first part of our 4-part adventure series is going to be the Krenko's Way introductory adventure included in the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. And we'll see how many of these 3-hour game sessions it'll take for the players to get through that. I'm guessing probably 2, maybe 1.5, maybe 2, depends on how many avenues they follow and stuff like that. This is designed for 6 first-level adventurers. We have 2 third-level adventurers. So there you go. I have disadvantage on a roll. Okay. First roll is going to have disadvantage thanks to Sexy Soy.
Thank you.
Or he says advantage to the Reuben. So I have advantage on my first roll.
I take back that thank you, Sexy Soy.
Oh, okay. No, that's bad.
Advantage. So, and we'll go through the credits at the end as well. So you all are in the 10th district of Ravnica.
Okay.
The 10th district is sort of the Manhattan of Ravnica. It is autumn time, beautiful. The leaves are changing. It is a relatively cold, overcast sky. You can tell that it is probably going to rain soon. And you've pretty much lived here all your life. So tell me about what Gerb is up to.
Hi, my name is Gerby and Clinkbottom. Most people just call me Gerb. Gerb is the name of my dad game. It's fine, it's fine. I grew up on the poor side of the tubes, okay? My dad, he was in Boros for a while. He's not there anymore. And then he died being part of one of Krenko's heists or something. And I hate that guy. I hate Krenko. And so one day, after my dad died, I was hanging out in the tubes, like I do. And down there, there's a bunch of Izzet mages going crazy, like they do. And then I was like, that sounds really cool. And I kept kind of playing around the tubes. Next thing you know, a bunch of giant magic slush falls on me. And then I got more powers. I got more powers. And then I got caught stealing in the lab. And next thing you know, I'm a wizard. That's it.
Excellent. Yeah. So Gerb is a goblin wizard of the Izzet Guild.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that Gerb is up to on a normal, everyday, just day-to-day basis?
Patrolling the streets.
I'm just curious. What do you do?
What
kind of wizard? What's your day job like?
My day job is I'm in maintenance. I'm small, so I can get in all the little tight spaces to do all the maintenance that's necessary. So I get all up in the buildings, all up in the infrastructure, because I know exactly where everything is.
Awesome, awesome. Good to know. All right. Meanwhile, somewhere else in the 10th district, we are introduced to.
So I didn't know there was homework. I didn't have a backstory or anything, but I can tell you about the character.
Backstory. Also, your character might not be interested in sharing your backstory.
That's very true. Yeah, I do think of my character sort of as having kind of a double life, if you will, of sort of being more of like I patterned her a lot after Harley Quinn, so sort of be when the mask comes off, there's somebody behind the mask, and then when the mask comes on, you're dealing with somebody else. So that's basically what I'm bringing it to. But I didn't know. I'm very sorry.
No worries. You don't apologize.
Okay.
So what's your character's name?
So I named her Calamity Jane, which is sort of a take on like Massacre Girl. You know, I know Evan's got a thing for like the normal names that the Rakdos have. And so I wanted something that was kind of a play on words. It was something sort of fun. I love that name. I love the idea of Rakdos kind of causing calamities, but enjoying them instead of the, Izzet does it in sort of a science way and Rakdos does it in more of a madness way. And so I thought somebody who kind of causes calamity would be really fun. And it would be a little bit of a challenge for me. It's a little different than how I normally am. And so I wanted something different from myself, but I didn't want to go too far. Like I didn't want to be an Azorius character, but I wanted somebody who's just a little more unrestrained, a little more chaotic, and just has some really neat tools in her toolbox. Like making this character was so much fun.
Awesome. And you are of which guild?
I am Rakdos, actually.
And what is your class? Don't do that. Don't do the subclass. Just the class for now.
I'm a rogue. Yeah.
Excellent. So we have a Izzet wizard and a Rakdos rogue. I like our rhyme scheme and alliteration to go in with that. So we have some more bits coming in. One potion of healing to each. Didn't round to the nearest 69, so not nice. But I'll let it slide this time. So you each have so add to your inventory, both of you.
Okay.
You have a potion of healing.
Okay.
What that means is that you have a little vial that you can drink when you need to regain some hit points.
Got it.
And that is going to regain you 2d4 plus 2 hit points for your basic level healing potion.
All right.
Okay.
And now we start our adventure. Life in the 10th district is never dull. It's a hub of constant activity. It's always offering new opportunity, new challenges, and new intrigue. It's a place where a promising adventurer like you can find your path to glory, riches, or power through your allegiance to your guild. But first, you'll need a job that will help you to prove your worth. Today's your lucky day. This afternoon, you received a brief note from one of your contacts. I heard today from someone who's looking for help finding something. Seems serious, might be a good opportunity for you. Meet outside Sawtooth Prison at dusk.
Sounds like a good time.
At the appointed time, you find yourself gathered with one other individual outside the front of the functional and unremarkable Sawtooth Prison. You see each other. Describe yourselves.
So I imagine Calamity Jane is sort of being like a busker, somebody who's kind of on the street, doing tricks, turning music, playing music, doing things that appear to be very legitimate, but like picking pockets when she can and like conning people and things like that. So I would probably still be in some sort of circus garb, but I would probably be a little slouched of like a long day of conning and peddling. So I'd just be in my circus garb. I might be holding a mask and just be like, just kind of, exhaustedly walking over and seeing what this is about.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm not too tall, 3 feet, 10 inches, sometimes 11 when I'm excited. And then there's 50 pounds of me. I got green skin. I got no hair. That fits. And I got blue eyes. Also fits. And I'm 16 years old.
Whoa. Wow, that's midlife for a goblin.
Yeah.
You have ripe old age of 16.
I know what's up.
So at this point, it is nearing sunset, and the rain that looked like it was going to be coming in has begun to arrive. It's beginning to patter on the cobblestones as the sun is setting behind the spires and towers of the city. You then see a male Vidalcan in well-tailored clothes emerge and begin to approach you two from around the side of the prison. He has a deep blue face that bears a gentle but concerned expression. He raises his hand to hail to you and speaks in a low tone as his eyes take in the both of you and the nearby environs. Are you here to help us find something?
Calamity, I'm scared.
Do you know each other, by the way? Do the two of you know each other?
Maybe we do some quick, like, hi.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm Gert, because I'm outgoing.
Right.
Ooh. I'm all very excited. And I'm like, Calamity,
would you have shared your name?
My friends,
I would have introduced myself.
My friends call me Gerb.
Great. And so, are you here to help us find something?
I think so.
Okay.
Calamity.
Are you here as well?
I'd be very confused and just like, what do you think we're here for?
I have to be careful. Do you have the letters that were delivered?
I don't have any letters.
Well, that depends. What kind of letters are you looking for?
I was asking for people who would help us find something.
Yep, I absolutely have that letter. Sure do.
There it is. Whoa, I didn't think I had it, but I had it. It's right there. And I pull it out and I kind of wave it around.
All right. Gerb has a magnifying glass. And you have a basic poison vial, Calamity. So
yeah, Calamity would have just come up with like a scrap of paper and been like, "Yep, I've got a letter," and just start to like pull his leg a little bit, see if she could con him into it.
Right, just choosing not to show you the letters that you.
Yeah, sort of like when you don't know somebody's name, so you use like context clues, where you're like, find a deck box, find a play mat.
Nice. I'm trying to see if I don't know what the magnifying glass actually does. So I'm trying to see if it's in the book here. Whatever, we'll get back to it. It might give you advantage on investigation checks or something. And then the poison you can apply to a weapon. You can find all this stuff in probably in D&D Beyond. But,
it magnifies things. I mean, it's bigger. It's
perfect.
Bigger. Yeah.
Well, we have need for your particular sets of skills. It was recommended that you have a bit of an adventurous spirit. That you are pretty good at not only finding information, but remaining not found yourselves. And we need your help in retrieving someone, not just something.
Does it have to be alive?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
That might be a stretch. I'm used to helping things get lost.
A convict escaped this morning from this prison. He escaped during a transfer from Sawtooth, this Boros facility, on his way to Udzek, a maximum security prison of the Azorius, where he would have spent the rest of his days. And he will produce from his jacket a photograph, essentially, a daguerreotype that features a goblin on it. Gerb, for the first roll of the game, I would have you make an insight check to see if you recognize who this person is.
Oh boy, how do I do that?
So what you're going to do, anytime I ask you to make a check or a saving throw or an attack roll or anything like that, you're going to roll a d20. That's the 20-sided dice that look like this. You're going to roll that. Then you're going to take your relevant skill and your relevant ability and add to those. So here it's going to be insight.
I see.
Yep, go ahead.
So what is the number for the insight? It's supposed to be.
So your skill on insight is going to be naturally whatever your wisdom bonus is.
So that's +3.
So your wisdom what's your wisdom score? 16?
Oh, my wisdom is 11. I'm sorry. I was thinking of
Wisdom's 11. So the way that you get your ability modifier is that you take your number, which is 11, subtract 10, so now you have 1, divide that by 2, and then round down. So your natural insight bonus is +0. Now, I believe you're proficient in insight, correct?
Yes.
That means that you'll add your proficiency bonus, which for level 3 characters is 2. So what you're going to do when you roll insight is roll a d20 and then add 2 to it.
Nice.
Make sense?
Yes.
That's the basic structure upon which 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons is built.
Are all of those skills that I'm proficient in +2?
Yes.
Okay. That's good to know. In that case, I rolled a 14.
Not a hard DC. You definitely recognize this goblin. He is a common thread from your past. This goblin has a large red nose, sharp, pointy ears. In fact, is wearing a helmet of shards of iron, it looks like. And he is wearing a red cloak that is festooned with various rivets and buttons, and carries a sharp, jagged dagger. This is definitely Krenko, the goblin responsible for a lot of consternation in your life. Jane, you might recognize Krenko as well, depending on your interaction with the various gangs in Ravnica. It is not unlikely for you to recognize this person as well. And then Nazius will continue. This is Krenko. He's the boss. Oh, good. Well, that will come in handy then. He's the boss of a large gang of goblins that operates around the Foundry Street. He was apprehended to answer for a long list of crimes, including murder. He allegedly incited a riot that led to the deaths of a guard and 2 inmates at the prison a week ago. The warden at that point decided that enough was enough and put in for his transfer. Now, Krenko has made a lot of enemies, but the Shatter Gang brothers are his biggest threat, which is a rival goblin gang specializing in illicit weapons. And they want Krenko dead in reprisal for the murder of one of their lieutenants. Jane, I would have you make a history check.
Okay, so that's a 20.
So roll your d20.
Okay. That is a 12.
Okay, and then to that 12, you're going to add your history numbers. So, do you have proficiency in history?
I do not.
Okay. Do you? I believe history is an intelligence skill. What is your intelligence score?
Passive intelligence?
No, what number's in the box?
So there's a box that says passive intelligence. That's 10. Where are you seeing just intelligence?
So on the left side of your screen, or on the left side of your sheet, there should just be 6 ability scores: strength, dexterity,
constitution. Oh, got it. So intelligence is 11.
Okay. So just like Gerb with his wisdom, your intelligence modifier is +0.
Okay.
And you don't have proficiency in history, so that's also +0. So it's just going to be a straight 12.
Okay.
Which is above average. It's not entirely unlikely for you to have dealt with the Chattergang brothers as someone who's interested in illicit weapons and explosives and things like that. The Chattergang brothers deal with the shadier sides of society, of which many Rakdos are, and perhaps you got some of your fireworks from them as well. Some of your fire stick, any of that kind of stuff. So you might be familiar with the Chattergang brothers, maybe more so than Krenko. It's possible. The dead lieutenant also happens to be the youngest of the 3 Chattergang brothers that run the gang, and they're going to tear apart the neighborhood to find him once they know that Krenko has escaped. They don't know yet, but they will soon. Now, normally, of course, we would let the Azorius deal with this situation, but we suspect that Krenko might have had some help from one of the other guilds when he escaped. We're enlisting others to investigate the connection, as it could point to a bigger problem. We need you to track down Krenko and bring him back alive to your quest.
Where's the fun in that?
Then we can interrogate him and keep him off the streets for good.
Now, if he were to be brought back, dead, if we were to accidentally shoot him in the face,
so
or
is
stab
alive
him in
like
the
a
eye.
spectrum? Are we talking?
Bring him back alive. If you bring him back dead, that's going to come out of your pay to be able to revivify him.
But if a man were to lose a fingernail or two, we're okay, right?
I'm not opposed to paying for
I don't want to know the details of how you do the job. Bring him back, and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'm prepared to give you 10 Xenos right now for expenses that might incur during your hunting and gathering trip to figure out where Krenko might be. Upon delivery of the criminal, you'll receive 100 Xenos and the gratitude of a grateful guild pact, which I will convey to your guild leaders. And you do see that Nazius is wearing the symbol of the office of the guild pact, although he is operating in a clandestine manner, it seems. Under no circumstances should you ask questions to Krenko yourselves. Is that understood?
I hear you.
I suppose.
Do you have any questions?
Well, 10 Xenos? We can't hardly get lunch for 10 Xenos. You expect us to go find and track down this guy with 10 Xenos?
I'm going to need much more incentive to keep him alive.
All right, one of you roll a, this would be a persuasion check at advantage. Persuasion is a charisma-based score.
Yep, I have +4 in that.
Oh,
okay.
That's like my dumb stat or so. Yeah.
Right, so Aaron, roll a d20, then add your persuasion bonus, your charisma bonus, and then
that's a 13 +4.
+4, and then if you're proficient in persuasion, you can add that as well.
Where would I see that?
It would be a dot filled in next to the word.
Yeah, I have that filled in.
Okay, so then you add another +2.
Mm-hmm.
Now you actually have advantage on this because Gerb is helping you, which means you can roll a d20 again and take the higher number that was rolled. You rolled.
But
a 13.
I'm already at what?
You're already at 19.
Okay. Do I have to go any higher?
You don't have to.
Okay, I think I'm pretty good here.
But you can.
I think I'm
It might
good.
give you more information.
All right, in that case.
It's a scale,
Right,
right?
so that's I actually hit a 19.
There you go. So
Okay.
19 plus 6 is a 25,
All right.
right? So you're asking for more payment, essentially, yes?
Payment, I just need more of a reason to bring this man alive because
Mama's got to eat.
Right.
Mama's got to have fun.
I can appreciate that. You were recruited for your specific skill sets. I suppose that we could provide another 10 Xenos because there's the 2 of you.
All right, that sounds better.
For 20 each. And you wanted more reason to do so. Yes?
I mean, the money doesn't hurt, but
I can certainly offer more on the back end if that is of interest to you. What did you have in mind? You want just more cash?
I mean, it's a start.
Fair enough. We'll keep that in mind. Table that, and we'll discuss it when you return Krenko. Not that I doubt your skills, but you know, I don't count my goblins before they've hatched. Now, I expect the delivery of Krenko across town. There is an old Selesnya granary that was damaged in a gruel raid near the edge of this district, where I will take Krenko back into custody.
Is that near the new prison?
Is that near? No, it's across town from Sawtooth. It's not near here.
Why?
It's not near Uzdek either.
So we're gonna find him and then we're gonna drag him all the way across town?
Now that I could be on board with.
Yes, you have to find him, you have to subdue him, you have to arrest him, and then bring him to me.
All right.
I'm in.
I'm Calamity, you're gonna get us a good payoff for this. But I'm
at the
pretty
very least,
excited
we'll have a
about
good time.
I'm pretty excited about finding him and beating the crap out of him. Or, I mean, I'm subduing him. That's what I'm doing. I'm subduing.
Nazius will then say, it appears as if another thing that I can provide you is these. And he has a pair of ponies, thanks to Darzog67.
Nice.
So you have steeds to ride upon.
All right.
Oh, no, sorry. It's 1 pony total, I think.
Wait, so we have to share a pony?
1 pony. How much is a pony? Let me look.
I call the pony.
Pony? How much does a pony cost?
Ooh.
I think we each get a pony.
Horsey.
Sure, you each get a pony.
Yes.
So you both have ponies. Now I know what a pony does. Great, I have that up. So you both have ponies. So if there are no other, do you have any other questions before you go off on your merry way?
No.
No.
All right. Good luck, and see you in 3 days. And he will turn and begin to walk away. What would you like to do?
I'm ready to get on that pony.
Great.
Whee!
Hold on a second. So...
Ooh, and 20 Xenos.
Right, so you all have some more gold. You now have some ponies.
So in keeping with Calamity's nature, as the Vidalkin walks away, I'm just trying to scour my character sheet. Do I have any sort of like pickpocketing ability, or like does he appear to be wealthy?
He does appear to be well-to-do.
Okay.
I would say you can, if you're just looking to pick his pocket as you're discussing with him, he's pretty far away.
Okay.
If you want to get close enough to pick his pocket, you're going to have to stop him and get up close to him.
No, okay. I assumed we were standing close to each other. I was thinking maybe he would walk away and I'd just be like, yoink, but okay. Can I also make a mental note of that? You said he was well-dressed, like he didn't seem to...
He looks well-dressed. I would say make an insight check on him.
All right.
Which is your wisdom plus your insight.
Still with the 20?
Still with the D20. So roll your D20.
It's a 17.
Plus, do you have a wisdom bonus?
Yes, +2.
So, and then are you proficient in insight?
No, I am not.
So you have a 19, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
You are giving this guy the eyes up and down, seeing what there is to pilfer. It does appear as if he is well-dressed. He has a nicely tailored coat. He does have that symbol of the Guild Pact, but upon closer inspection of Nazius, you do catch that not everything dives here. For one thing, he is wearing shoes that don't really fit the motif of an office worker. He's wearing sort of more workman style shoes.
Okay.
A little bit more stompy kind of Doc Martens rather than business shoes.
Okay.
He is wearing a good amount of jewelry, a number of rings and wristlets.
Okay.
You're not too familiar with in terms of it's very different for Vidalkins and certainly does not fit in with what you know of the guild pack.
Okay. So these are things I might make a note of in case I just need to. It just seems like, leverage or ammo or blackmail, possibly. Just bookmarking all these things. It's like, all right, good to know.
As he's walking away, excuse me.
He will turn.
Why us?
We were told that.
Can you let me know if he gets close enough to pickpocket?
Right now, he's going to stop about 15, 20 feet away from you.
Okay.
Previously, he was about maybe 10 feet from you.
Okay.
Because he's just turned. And he will turn back and look at you and say, I have my contacts that needed. I requested specific skill sets, and you both fit the motif of what I needed. And particularly you have some personal attachment to this particular deal. And I have my birds that tell me what I need to know around town. And it seems like you have both the skills and the impetus to want to do this.
I want to capture him a lot of capture.
Right. I catch your meaning.
Calamity, you're right. Let's get out of here.
So as they're talking, can I try any sort of tricksiness of like?
So interesting thing about you is not only are you a rogue, but what is your subclass?
My subclass is where would I see that?
So it is like your rogue. What do they call it for rogues?
I'm an arcane trickster.
You are an arcane trickster, is what I am getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you can do some neat stuff with magic.
Yeah.
Among the neat things that you can do with magic is you have. Let me find it. You have Mage Hand Ledger Domain.
Yeah.
Which means that you can use your Mage Hand to do stuff like pickpockets.
Yes.
So, I will let you make a pickpocketing check with your Mage Hand.
Okay.
So what that is going to do is, let me pull up Mage Hand real quick.
Very similar to your pimp hand. Yep.
Similar, not the same.
Don't make me get my Mage Hand.
So, Mage Hand says, it takes one action, which is 6 seconds.
Okay.
And it is a verbal and somatic spell, which means that you have to speak and do something with your hands. So if he's looking at you, it might get caught. So what I'm going to have you do is make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
To cast the spell without him seeing it.
Okay. 20?
If he doesn't, what was that?
D20 still?
D20.
Okay. That's a 14.
Then add your dexterity.
Okay.
Bonus.
I have a +3 dexterity bonus.
Then add your sleight of hand proficiency if you're proficient in it.
I have +7 and I'm proficient.
Oh yeah, because you're a rogue, so you actually have expertise.
Yeah.
Which means you add +3 to your thing instead of just +2.
Wow.
So you have a 17 +3, which is a what we call a dirty 20, which means he definitely doesn't see you use your hands and whisper under your breath to create the mage hand. So now we're going to make the mage hand. A spectral floating hand appears at the point you choose within range, right next to Nazius's little purse right there. The hand lasts for the duration or until you dismiss it. It vanishes if it's ever more than 30 feet from you. As an action, you control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or receive an item from an open container, or the contents of a vial, etc., etc. The weight limit is 10 pounds.
Okay.
However, because you are an arcane trickster and have the ledger domain, you can also do some stuff like stow one object being carried by another creature. You can retrieve an object being worn or carried by another creature, such as coin purse. And you can use thieves' tools to pick locks and disarm traps at range.
Okay.
You can perform one of these tasks without being noticed by a creature if you succeed on a dexterity sleight of hand check against the creature's wisdom perception check. So actually, I don't know if you've succeeded yet.
Okay.
This is my first roll, and I have advantage.
Oh, geez.
I was given 200 bits. And Nazius. So I rolled an 18.
Uh-oh.
Plus 1. So 19 to your 20. So you win.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
Sweet.
That dirty 20.
It was pretty tough.
So dirty.
In addition, you can use the bonus action granted by your cunning action to control the hand, which means that you can dash, disengage, and hide with your hand.
Okay.
Yeah. So the hand is now poised over the coin purse.
So how does he have a lot of accessories going on? Like, is the coin purse just one of many? Is he wearing like a lot of layers? Would he?
Based on you, I'll have you do this. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Because you're sort of trying to gauge his whole person.
I got a 17.
Right? Okay. With a 17, you notice that this Nazius is not. He appears to be packing more than your standard office worker of the guild packs.
Okay, then he won't miss that little coin purse. So can I just take it?
Sure. This is going to be It's going to be sleight of hand. This will be an Arcana check, I think. And roll at advantage because of how stealthy you were. So this will be Intelligence Arcana.
All right, so my 20?
Yep.
All right, so I got a 10.
And then roll again.
All right.
And take the better number.
8.
Okay, so 10. Do you have Arcana?
Yes.
What's your intelligence score?
So the Arcana is +0.
Okay.
And then my intelligence is 11.
Okay, so it's above a 10, and with the 20 before, with how stealthy you were, you're able to pluck the coin purse off of the waistband.
Okay. Sweet.
At which point, Nazius will say, are we done here? Do you have any, it seems, I've turned around and.
Oh yeah, at that point, I'm on the pony. We're ponying.
All right, well, enjoy your horses, and
Bye.
I'll see you in 72 hours, hopefully with what I've requested. Good luck. And he will turn and begin to walk away in the now twilight darkening shadow of Sawtooth Prison. It's getting a little bit more chilly. The wind is blowing a little bit, and you have a mission. What would you like to do?
I think we should start heading over to the. He gave us a place to go to, right?
He told you that Sawtooth Prison, which is where you are, was the only place that he gave you, and then there was Uzdek, Victorious Maximum Security Prison, where he was to be transferred to.
Okay.
And he was busted out essentially during the transfer.
Okay.
That's the information you have.
Maybe we should look around here for some clues before we leave.
I don't know. Between my connections and yours, the Shattergang brothers have them, right?
So the Shattergang, you don't know where Krenko is, but the Shattergang brothers, as Nazi has told you, that the Shattergang brothers don't yet know that Krenko has been busted out. When they do, it's going to get a lot messier.
Got it. Okay, so we don't necessarily want them
to. By who knows? Who knows who busted him out?
Okay. So.
Let's see here. You get any other information? So as part of the dossier, it included the photograph, the daguerreotype of Krenko. There is also a dossier of information in a folder with what was handed over.
Okay.
Ooh, let's read it.
So the dossier includes a lot of information on Krenko and his arrest. Krenko is a mob boss and has been for a long time. His turf is the Foundry Street, and he's been a person of interest in a number of crimes befitting a mobster, but managed to evade the law until recently. He was brought into custody by a man named Gideon Jura, who's a freelancer working with the Boros Legion at the time. He was found guilty of murdering someone named Dargig, which you read in the dossier is the youngest of the Shatter Gang brothers, and also for assault with a deadly weapon against Gideon Jura. The weapon that the person had at the time of the arrest was a magical shiv, essentially a prison knife, but magical, that could punch through force barriers, it says in the dossier. It's unknown how Krenko obtained the weapon. And there are a number of associates listed in the dossier, one of whom is Mr. Taz. No other information provided on who Mr. Taz is. And there is another person in the dossier named Salish, Falish, who's a renegade Izzet weapons inventor. And both are also persons of interest to the Azorius. That's pretty much the information that you get out of the dossier.
So this seems like it's up your alley, Gerb.
Yeah, I know Salish. He works just down the way. I've talked to him every once in a while.
So Salish is a woman.
Talk to her every once in a while. I totally forgot. Oops.
I would have you make a. So, yeah, I'll say I'm going to use one of my favorite house rules here. My house rule here is called I know a guy.
Okay.
The I know a guy rule is supposed to bring about the feeling of when Han references Lando and says, I know a guy that can do it. But you don't know their opinion of you, right? Because when Han showed up, Lando could have punched him, Lando could have hugged him. So the way that this is going to work is I'm letting you know, Salish, I'm going to roll a d20 that you don't know. And I'm going to add your charisma bonus to it.
Okay.
And the number thereof is going to be how much Salish likes you. Sound good? What's your charisma?
13.
What's your charisma?
13.
13. So +1 to what I'm rolling here. Do you want to roll at advantage?
Yeah.
You have an advantage, right? All right. All right, I rolled twice. No, I was rolling, not you, Evan, not that time. Because you don't get to know until you run into Salish.
Oh, boy.
That's the point of I know a guy, is you don't know until you run into Salish. But I gave you advantage, and then I added +1. So now it is factually accurate that you do, in fact, know a renegade weaponsmith named Salish, seen around the Tin Street, who makes Izzet renegade weapons.
She's very creative. I almost lost my hand at the last one. It was fun.
Sounds like a good time.
Super fun.
It is sunset. It is getting a little cold, but people are still out and about, particularly in this sort of district. People just barely getting off of their warehouse and metalworking shifts, heading home to their homes in the smelting district, crisscrossing the Nat Alley and the Tin Street. It's not busy. It's not like it's the middle of the day, but there's still plenty of people about. There are street lamps that are illuminating the street with Izzet run power, and it's relatively well lit at this time. Most people have cloaks over their head and are heading home or heading out for an evening.
Is it still raining?
It's still raining a little bit. It's a little drizzly. It's not super hard raining though.
Okay.
Well, we should go see Salish. That girl never sleeps. She's just weapon all day long.
You also said she likes to blow people up, which is just my speed.
I knew you'd like her. Yeah, she'll like you too.
Let's hope.
Then I hop on that
All right.
pony.
My pony too.
Get on that old town road. All right, time to go across a little bit of town.
So while I'm on the horse, can I open up the coin purse just as my horse is trotting? Okay.
Take a look in the coin purse.
All right. What's in there?
Let's do some random coin purse finding,
Okay.
because I like the cut of your jib. Let's do this page. What I'm going to have you do is roll percentile dice, Aaron.
Boy.
What that means is you should have 2 d10s. Do you have 2 d10s?
I have this one that has zeros at the end of everything, 10, 20, 30, 40.
Yep.
And then I have a normal 10 that doesn't have any zeros.
So what that means is that the one that has a tens place is your tens number,
Okay.
and the one that's only 1 is your ones number.
Okay.
So roll both of those dice together and give me a number between 0 and 99,
Okay.
or 1 and 100 actually.
82.
82. Let's see here. And y'all are level 3.
Mm-hmm.
82. You find 50 gold pieces worth of gems,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
and I need you to roll a d4.
D4. Okay. That is a 4.
All right. So you get. Roll percentile again.
Just the percentile or the 10
Just
and
the percentile again.
so that's the 2, right?
Yeah, both dice.
Okay. And 97.
Wow. Okay, this actually works out kind of great. In his pouch are some horseshoes of speed.
Okay.
Wow.
So there you go. Horseshoes of speed.
Are
What
they
are
for
those?
me or for the horse?
Horseshoes of speed. These iron horseshoes come in a set of 4, while all 4 shoes are affixed to the hooves of a horse or similar creature.
Okay.
They increase the walking speed of that creature by 30 feet.
Well, okay.
You got a fast pony.
You got
Sweet.
enough for 2?
You got 4 shoes.
I have 4.
You have 4 total. Yeah, a pony has 4 hooves.
Right, but so there's only enough for 1 pony.
Correct.
Got
Except
it.
a goblin pony. Sometimes they only have 3.
Or a simic pony, you've got 6.
Right.
They're weird. Yep.
What I would let you do is put 2 horseshoes on both horses,
Yes.
and now you can like wheelie your ponies. And instead of a speed of 40, each horse has a speed of 40. They now each have a speed of 60.
Oh, okay.
Whee!
So I'll increase both. Actually, I'll increase both by 15. They have a speed of 55.
That's fast.
Your ponies have a speed of 55.
And
Sounds
I'm
good.
just like jostling. I'm just like thrown everywhere. It's like I'm trying to just like hold on. The pony's just like.
So there's that. You found those in his coin purse and also some gems.
Okay. So enough to kind of get a feeling that this man has more money than he's saying he does. So okay,
Yes.
all right.
There is some hanky business going on with Nazius Ven. Suffice it to say.
Okay.
There you go.
Shady characters.
So you know that Salish tends to spend most of her time in the Pin Street area. That must be where her clandestine workshop is. Her underground underworld connections are in the Tin Street area. And so you make your way over to the Tin Street, which, thanks to your quick horses, is going to not take as long as it normally would. So I'm going to have you roll a d4 instead of a d6 to gather the information that you require.
All right.
3.
That was a 4.
Okay. So we'll say you take about 3 hours, 3.5 hours to get over.
Ravnica that big?
Huh?
Ravnica's that big?
It's a big city.
Wow.
It's about 10 miles across, 8 miles tall, and multiple miles deep. So in some places. So it's tough to find exactly who you're looking for at all times, but you are able to, through some of your chatter, that you're able to gather some information. Let's see here.
So it took us 3 hours just to get to 10th Street, is what you're saying?
No, it took you 3 hours to get to 10th Street and find the relevant information of where you might find Salish.
So at this point, it's dark. It's night.
Yeah.
Right. There's no storefront that's like Salish's illicit weapons. To spend some
Put out
time.
a shingle and sell some nukes, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna spend some time walking around town, going, "Hey, y'all seen Salish?" And then a lot of people are gonna be like, first of all, no. Second of all, get away from me." And then some amount of time, like, "Oh, I know who Salish is. I don't want to deal with that because that's dangerous." So this is a lot of ground and pound kind of work.
Do you guys do the crimes here? Is that where the crimes happen?
Right. This is essentially trying to like find drugs in a new city, right? Like if you just were walking around Venice Beach, being like, "Hey, you holding?" Right? And it would take you a minute, especially if you're, not the most charismatic individual.
But I am charismatic. Does that help us?
It could.
Okay.
I would say that it would take roll me just a charisma.
Okay.
So roll your d20 and then charisma.
All right. 20.
Ooh, natural?
Yeah.
Your rolls
Wow,
have been
very
insane.
nice. So a natural 20, I will say, gives you a much more detailed account of what you're or where you're supposed to be looking.
Mm-hmm.
Asking around the streets isn't really going to give you the information that you really want. What you needed to do was get into some of the taverns, right? Get in and chat to some of those folks. So you find a nice dive bar, and you find that Salish is a regular at a place called the Millstone.
Yes.
Which is a seedy tavern that caters to the rough and the rowdy.
My favorite.
My kind of people.
The tavern's owner and barkeep is Wyroon, who is a male minotaur with a cracked horn and a surly disposition, who was drummed out of the Boros Legion for insubordination a few years back. So yeah, he's sort of, what do you want to know about Salish?
And I'm like, I know Salish. Me and her, we go way back. Like 2 years. It's a long time in Golden Time.
All right. Well, make a charisma check.
You got it.
Me or him?
Him. Actually, this would be a persuasion. So
Okay.
charisma and persuasion if you have both.
I rolled a 13. Charisma and persuasion. My charisma's 13, so that bonus was, what, 1?
Yes. So
And-
14.
And I have no persuasion bonus.
Okay.
Well, Salish stops in here every once in a while. I'd say every couple of nights. I don't know if it's it's been a minute, but you stop in, you see her every once in a while. She comes down for a drink or two.
I
I
mean,
don't got no more information than that, though. You might have to check with some of the other merchants around town.
So at this point, Calamity would see. So Calamity was perfectly. Calamity's been enjoying watching Gerb just kind of tank things. First the Vidalkin and now this. And so I get the feeling that he's not really cutting it. So I'm going to try to turn on the charm at this point. So at that point, I would interrupt and be like, you said his horn was broken, right?
Yes.
At that point, I would be like, I love what you've done with that horn. What happened there?
I've been
He sort of blushes a little bit. He's like, because you're sort of like, now we're flirting, right?
Yeah.
He sort of blushes and is like,
I picked that up during my service. It's a particularly rough street fight against a rumbling slum.
Oh my goodness. Nothing you couldn't handle, I'm sure.
Well, I'm still here, ain't I?
You are. So how does a guy like you end up in a place like this?
Well, I mean, I had early retirement, is what they said, but I still had my pension. Always a dream of mine to have a place like this. So that's how we opened up the Millstone about 15 years ago at this point.
Military pension or government pension?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I've got some experience.
Okay.
You guys want a room?
But I mean, we both know that pensions don't pay very much.
What are you suggesting?
I'm just suggesting that we maybe find a way to make your retirement more comfortable.
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay. 7.
At advantage. So roll again.
Okay. 1.
So take your 7, then add your charisma.
Okay.
And then add your persuasion, which I think you're proficient in, which means you have expertise.
Yeah. So my charisma is 15, and my persuasion I have +4, and I have an expertise. Yeah.
Right. So that 7 is actually plus 2 more, and then plus your expertise.
Okay.
Is, I think that's a 12. I don't know if I'm doing that math right, but that's plenty.
What you're gonna want? Well, I mean, if you're gonna, are you suggesting you grease the wheels a little bit? What do you think? What do you think's fair?
At that point, I would pull out the coin purse and I would just say, I think these gems are pretty fair. Yeah, I mean, the good cut, good carat. I mean,
I'll take a look at that one, and he will pluck a sapphire from the middle of the pile.
Okay.
And say, if you were willing to put this in the tip jar, I might have some more information for you.
Consider it done.
He'll place it in his front breast pocket. What you're going to want to do is go find Nagra. Nagra runs Nagra's Remedies out in the 10th Street Market. She's going to have more information for you. Now, Salish does stop in here from time to time, so you might catch her in here, but Nagra's going to have better intel.
Ooh, I think I know Nagra.
Is there anybody you don't know?
I'm friends with everybody. Everybody loves Gerb. My friends call me Gerb.
I would say we've already used our I know a guy for you. Gerb.
Well, maybe I'm just BSing it because.
Yeah. No, I got you. Well, you're certainly
It makes
saying
sense though. Goblins are kind of stick togethery.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins not every goblin knows each other. That's so I would say, oh geez, what would this be? Roll me like I know all the goblins check. Roll me general charisma.
Okay. All right. 9 plus 1, so that's a 10.
I mean, you might know Nagra. You might know a Nagra. It might be the same Nagra. Who knows?
Right. That's about as much as in my head. Is I think I heard of Nagra this one time.
So we're a little bit behind on stuff. Gerb, as you all leave the Millstone.
So I would want to So I would imagine Calamity just stroking a horn in a way and be like, "You enjoy your retirement."
I will. You all come back now. You hear? And he will watch you leave.
Okay.
With a big grin on his cow face. And as you leave,
I'm like, you call me Gerb.
You find that the ponies themselves actually have some saddlebags. And in the saddlebag of yours, Gerb, you find apparently a bomb. And Jane finds 3 bags of ball bearings. Thanks to Martin Casa.
I found a bomb.
Are mine a big enough size that I could juggle with them?
Ball bearings? No, they are tiny.
They're tiny. Okay, never
You
mind.
have 3 bags of probably 1,000 ball bearings each.
All right, that's fine.
Cool.
Which is a great rogue tool.
Yeah,
that's a good reference.
So Calamity might say something like "Hello, old friends," and just kind of jiggle them in her ear, just sound.
Right.
That's a lot of balls.
Takes a lot of balls to do what I do.
Nope, not accepting that one. Okay. So, you are now walking out of the millstone and walking around the Tin Street Market and looking at the various merchants that are around. You see a number of stores and another number of storefronts, in addition to a number of caravans and wagons selling everything from fresh fish to fried Indrik leg to clothes, mundane, magical-ish kind of items. There's also like 10th District snow globes, lots of tourist trappy kind of stuff like I Heart 10th District, lots of that kind of stuff. And it's going to take you a minute to find Nagra's place, but it takes you how long does it take you? Roll for me a d4.
Okay.
Okay.
That is a 4.
3.
Okay. So once again, it takes you, I'll say 45 minutes going through the Tin Street, which is just this crazy, like Turkish bazaar combination, but multi-leveled, right? So it's some buildings, some tents, some in the side of mountains, because the 10th District is actually built on top of a dormant volcano.
Oh,
so there's a lot of cliff faces and crags, and it's tough to know exactly where you're going, and it's been here for thousands of years.
Okay.
Eventually, you're able to get the right directions, get your bearings about you, your ball bearings about you, and find Nagra's Remedies.
Oh, there it is. There's Nagra's Remedies.
You see a literal hole in the wall that has a decrepit-looking wooden door. And above it is a stanchion post pokes out with a sign that's hanging that says Nagra's Remedies and a poorly chiseled and poorly painted beaker on the sign.
I know the guy who painted that is really talented.
Apparently.
Super.
What would you like to do?
So is there a door per se, or is it
There
just
is a
a
door.
hole? Okay, so there's a door that you'd have to.
There is a hole. Right. It's like imagine Jerry's mouse hole in the Tom and Jerry's cartoons,
Boy.
but with like a wooden door in it that is like barely hanging on.
So is it a business to where we would be expected to just walk in, or is it like a home where you have to knock?
You wouldn't know.
Okay.
It has a sign above it, so it's probably a store.
All right. At that point, she would just try to walk in. 'Cause we're in the market. I can't imagine it's a home, so I would just try to walk in the door.
You also see that it is lit by candlelight inside, and as you push the door, bing, ding, 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 a bell above the door
Of course.
alerts whoever is inside
Okay.
to someone entering. As you walk in, you do see a dimly lit room that is just, it looks like an antique shop, except for that half of the antiques are filled with blue and purple and green light. So it is weird in here. There's lots of tapestries, pretty low ceilings. The building itself is actually carved into one of these crags. So there aren't really straight walls. It is a hovel, essentially. And you do see that there is a counter that has many, many vials of various shapes and sizes and potions of various kinds.
So at this point, I might look at Gerg and be like, "Does any of this look familiar to you?"
Wait a second, I'll be out in a minute.
Yeah.
Touch anything.
Last time I was here, it looked a little different.
At which point, I'm not sure if I've ever actually been here or not. But I don't want to say that because pride.
Right, sure. Nagra will emerge. Nagra is herself a very old, late 30s, like super old goblin lady who is like wearing burlap and a smock, like a leather smock.
Okay.
And she emerges and has Coke bottle goggles that 2 inches in front of her face, and looks out and says, "Who's there? What do you want?"
Nogra, is that you?
And she will like adjust one of the Coke bottles that extends another inch and gets right up in your face, Gerb, and goes, "I don't know you.
Did you know my father, Borgian? Clankbottom?
Find out." Drop my dice on the ground. Borgian? I used to know Borgian.
Borgian, that was my father. That's my pop.
You're Borgian's boy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to know. Welcome. Welcome to my shop. Good to see you.
Well, I'm Gerbian, which is kind of like Borgian, but backwards, like Borg is Gerg and Berg, Gerg and Gerb is Borg. You know what I'm saying? He was my dad. He was pretty cool. You can call me Gerb.
I really don't care. So, why are you buying stuff?
Well, we're looking for stuff.
Well, if you're not buying stuff, get out of my shop.
Well, I'll buy something too if you want me to, but I was just wanting to ask you.
Here, what do you want?
I was asking a few questions.
Logras.
Can we go into like in the back, like for privacy?
Why do you want to go in the back? And she like beady eye looks at you, and you can tell that asking to go in the back is like that has flipped a switch now. Like we've gone from shop owner to what are you here for, right? And so what do you want to go in the back for?
And I'm just kind of look at Calamity. Like,
And Calamity's enjoying this. She feels no desire to intervene right now.
Could really use some persuasion.
I think you've got this.
Okay. It could be. It's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous operation we're involved in. It's dangerous.
All right. Walk with me. And she will back up into the back room and motion you towards the back.
all right, so then we're back there.
Right. So you get to the back, and what you see is not dissimilar to like a mob hospital, right?
Oh, wow.
So there are just some beds.
Okay.
There are some alchemical supplies on end tables next to those beds. You see a wash basin that is slightly red. This is in addition to that, there's also piles of boxes, and this is also the storeroom for the business.
Mm-hmm.
And there is another door that goes elsewhere, further back, as part of this cavern that extends into the place. And there is a table for you all to sit.
Okay.
But it's empty otherwise.
It's empty otherwise. There's no one here present.
This place is nice. A little weird.
Jane, I would have you make an insight check right now.
Okay.
You help people here?
I got a 6.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, we help people. I help people sometimes. I help folks like you. What do you want?
Well, we don't need fixing. We need finding. Have you? You knew my dad? You know that my dad's not here anymore, right?
She's just staring like daggers at you. Just like waiting.
And then there's like bursts.
I'm looking for a government. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna kill him dead. I'm gonna kill him dead.
Well, hold on.
I'm looking for Krenko. Do you know where he is?
Krenko? I don't know where Krenko is.
Are you sure?
Make an insight check.
This is what does it add charisma?
Yeah,
no?
Insight is wisdom, not charisma.
Wisdom. Okay, good. All right, so I have +2 to that, so I rolled an 11.
Okay. She's hard to read. You don't get an impression that she's either lying or not lying. You don't know what she means by that. She's very stoic.
So then I look at Calamity and I go, bribe her.
So this
Are
is.
you saying it that loud?
No, I'm saying it like
That would be amazing if you did.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I totally did it that loud because I'm a goblin
Sure.
and don't know any better.
At which point, Nagra will like the corners of her mouth will get super grinny, and she'll slowly turn to Calamity.
So this is a charming place you have here. Like, I would imagine you do.
My sister.
I was just gonna say that you could increase your output so much more with a bit of an investment.
I sure could.
You like gems?
Show her the money. Show.
I do like gems.
All right. So, which one do you like?
And she will look at
That one really brings out your eyes.
and she will use. Thank you so much. And she will. Ooh, these are nice. I think I'll take this one
Okay.
and this one
Sure.
and this one. And she'll take 3 of the gems.
How many does that leave me with?
2. No, 1.
That's a lot of gems.
You drive a hard bargain. All right. What do you know?
What did you want to know? You want to know about Krenko?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't lying. I don't know where Krenko is. I know that he was getting picked up. He got picked up, and now he's out. And I don't know exactly where Krenko is, but
That basin's got blood on it.
sure does.
When did that happen?
Yesterday morning.
So where would we be able to find someone who knows where Krenko went?
Oh, those boys. They might be able to know.
Boys?
Yeah, a couple of goblins came in.
Not brothers, right?
I wouldn't know.
Who were these goblins?
Well, there were a couple of goblins who came in. Might have been part of Krenko's gang, possibly. I don't know, but they were here, and they said that they were involved in some sort of escapade or something. I don't know what happened, but I didn't prod too much. But one of them was talking about what they saw, which I thought was kind of interesting. Roll a d6 for me.
Me or Evan?
Anybody? 1d6.
6.
Whoa.
6.
Fine.
They said that they were part of a extraction team,
Extraction team.
taking somebody in the middle of getting transferred from one place to another. Could have been Krenko, I guess. And they were told to take a sky swimmer and attack the escort. And it unleashed a powerful discharge of lightning, which knocked out all the guards. Now, they were injured in the event and were told to leave the sky swimmer to fly off back to wherever it came from.
And
I don't know about that.
do you know where those goblins went when they left? Maybe in that door over there?
It is. Oh no, that door. That's my bed. That's my house. That's where I live.
Oh, okay.
I live here. It's my house.
It's nice.
It's my house.
I like it.
Thank you.
Cozy.
My assumption is they went back to the Foundry Street. I don't really know. I think they also mentioned something about the sewers at Plaza West. That was part of the plan of how to get out and get to wherever it is that they were going.
The sewers. Plaza West. How far away is that?
Plaza West is in Precinct 1. All are in 10th Street Market in Precinct 4. probably 3 or 4 miles from here.
But if that was where they were going to go, but then they ended up here.
And then I just turned to
Well, they
Calamity.
said that they were gonna go there.
Ha. But they didn't, because they were here.
Well, they were here. They were here first. They had to get patched up.
Calamity, you want to go all the way to Plaza West?
Well, not particularly, but it does sound like our most promising lead.
I just want to go back to Foundry Street.
I will jump in as the guildmaster and remind you that you came here to ask a question that you haven't asked yet.
Do you know where Krenko is?
Nope, not that one. Pretty sure you were looking for a weapons dealer.
Oh yeah. It's
Pigeon, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Would you know where Salish is these days?
And her eyes will get real beady. I might.
I know Salish. She knows me. I'm Gerb. Everybody calls me Gerb. I'm a friend. I'm Gerb. How you doing?
And then I do like a little magic
sure
trick.
That?
I like snap and like make some sparkles or something because I'm an Izzet mage and I can make silly stuff.
See? That's cool. Wing.
That information is, well. And then she will turn to Jane and say, a little more expensive.
Little more. You took 3.
No. I mean, you've done so much for us already that you can have my last few gems.
And she will reach out and take the rest of the gems. Let's see here. And she will say, well, what you're going to want to do, if someone were looking for Salish, is, and then she will go into like a very complicated, like left, right, left, down, up, keep going, turn left at this sign, turn upper right, like go up this angle, and give you directions to Salish.
Right, the Konami code, got it.
Yes. You now have directions to Salish's workshop.
Well, no, great. Thank you so much. I wish I could do more. But I think we've paid you enough. And I think we'll be on our way.
Thank you for your business. Have a nice night.
Come on, Calamity.
And as you walk out, a lock happens. A board is placed over the door. The lights go out behind you because she's bored. She's made enough money tonight.
Oh, okay. As we like leave, we're not getting trapped inside.
No, you're not getting trapped inside. As you leave.
Gotcha.
So you are now equipped with Salish's location.
So now we go up, we go down, left, right. B
That's
Street,
right.
A Street, Select Street, Star Street.
And eventually you do find yourself in front of you find yourself in an alley behind a restaurant. And near the back door of that establishment is a small padlocked iron door that looks like it came from a vault and was put into a building.
Okay.
It stinks back here.
It does. It is not, well, to you, it might not, but it does. It is quite pungent.
I have thieves' tools. Can I pick that lock?
You certainly can.
Okay.
Well, you can certainly try.
Okay.
So, also, it is halfway through if you all want to take a break.
No, I'm good.
All right, we good to go?
Yeah, keep going.
Great. So the door has a padlock on it.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you like to, you want to take your thieves' tools?
Yeah.
Great. You are proficient with thieves' tools,
Mm-hmm.
which means that you can add your proficiency bonus
Oh, okay.
to your dexterity sleight of hand check.
All
In
right.
addition, if you already have the proficiency bonus. So the way that this works is you're going to, let's see here. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check that uses your proficiency. So the proficiency bonus is 2, so you're going to double that to 4, right? So that's your proficiency bonus. Then you're going to do sleight of hand,
Mm-hmm.
which is, what's your bonus there?
7, and I'm proficient. I have that little dot next to that too.
So you're, okay. So it's 7 total. So 7 plus you're using thieves' tools. I think that the way this works is you're going to roll a d20 and add 11 to it.
I rolled an 11.
Okay. So you have a 22.
Mm-hmm.
22 is enough.
I hope so.
Open the door. Hey, locks are, this is a padlock door, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Does the lock scream anything to me? Like after I'm done picking it, do I look at it and say, this looks, you know how sometimes you can tell like
Sure.
flavors of locks, or like does it look to have some sort of feel about it? You know what I'm trying to say?
So like a gruel lock or a demand
Right.
lock or...
I would say that, I mean, it's clearly is it in make.
Okay.
And as the other thing that happens is, as soon as you turn the lock over, you notice that there is a glyph on the back of the lock. It begins to glow.
Oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
And flashes. I need to know what this spell does.
Oh, God.
That is happening right now.
Oh, boy.
As a glyph of warding is happening presently.
What did you do, Jane?
Well, you didn't check for traps is what you did. Glyph of warding. Inscribe it on a surface. Glyph can cover... glyph is nearly invisible and requires you to look for it.
Jane? Did you screw us over?
Trigger.
It'll be fun.
Here's what it does. The glyph is casting sleep at 3rd level.
Oh, no.
I need to know how many hit points you all have.
19.
How many?
19.
Is that my maximum?
Yes.
21.
You haven't taken any damage yet.
21.
21 and 19.
Yep.
Said. So, Gerb, you have less hit points, yes?
That's correct.
9 plus 12, 21, 26. 26 plus 31, 39. And you have 21 and 19, so I didn't get both of you. But I do get Gerb.
I'm feeling sleepy.
Gerb, it flashes and suddenly... It's time! And Gerb goes face down in the dirt.
Ooh.
As the glyph is triggered, you hear noise coming from down the stairs.
Okay.
And as you look down the stairs, there's a narrow staircase that leads to a different green-tinged copper door that has a closed peephole in its center that you see someone looking through, and it quickly closes.
Okay.
You're going to be asleep for 60 seconds.
Okay.
What would you like to do, Jane?
So can I wake him to speed up the 60 seconds or no? So
This
no amount
is
of like
magical sleep.
Okay, so no amount of like slapping him, shaking him is gonna do it.
No, I think that sleep is just going to be sleep until he wakes up, or let me see, sleep. The lowest current hit points. creature falls unconscious until the spell ends, or the sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap them awake. So yes, you can slap them awake.
I would slap him.
Great.
Why is there dirt on my face? Why is there dirt all over my... Ow. Oh,
Would you know what happened? Like,
Yeah, you would know
Okay.
that the sleep spell hit you.
Okay.
That this was a trap of some kind.
Okay.
Jane, why did you do that and not check for traps?
It was fun, wasn't it?
No. Yeah, I like sleep.
So you hear
You're
noise
welcome.
coming from behind the door, as if things are being moved and just some general rustling.
I got a bad feeling.
I think we're in the right place.
So this is the door. We unlocked the door,
So
and
you
then there was a
opened the door
corridor.
at the top, and then there's a staircase down to another door.
Okay, and that's the one that opened the thing and then slammed the thing.
Correct.
Okay, and so we're walking down there to that, or we're there.
Are you? No, you're still up at the first door, technically.
Yeah.
I think we should go down there.
I think so too.
All right, you first.
Okay.
I'll watch our flank.
Okay.
Flank. I'm
Okay.
a flank watch.
I owe you for the sleep thing.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
So you start walking down the stairs, and you are now at a green door. A
I've seen
green
this movie
copper
before.
door.
Okay.
Hey, Jane, don't pick this one.
There is no discernible lock on this door.
Okay.
Oh, good.
There is a handle, and there is a slide
Window.
thing,
Okay.
window.
You want to knock? I'm a little short for this.
Do I have any way to detect for traps? I've been burned once
do.
before. Okay, let's
Yeah,
try that
exactly.
first.
You can check for traps.
Okay.
Oh, now we're checking for traps.
It was just a sleep spell. It could have been so much worse.
As I knock the mud and the dirt off of me.
This would be investigation.
Okay.
Use intelligence and investigation, and if you have proficiency.
All right. Oh.
Ooh.
Ouch.
1
I'm good at investigation.
seems legit.
I'm good at
Are you-
investigation.
Are you trying to investigate also?
Might as well.
Trust Jane?
Jane's over here like falling over. And what are you doing?
Right.
All right, what's the number? Does it modified by?
Your investigation and intelligence, I believe.
Intelligence. Okay, so intelligence.
You can also use your magnifying glass here to sort of investigate around the door, and I'll say that that'll give you an additional, let's say, +3.
Ooh.
I don't actually know what a magnifying glass does in D&D.
In that case, I rolled an 18.
It helps you find Eldrazi.
That's right. Oh, here we go. It grants a advantage on any ability check made to appraise or inspect that is small or highly detailed. Interesting. And usually only usable on objects, but I will say that instead of the +3, you just have advantage.
Okay, so let me roll again here.
Yeah.
Ooh. 17 plus 5.
Okay. You are able to investigate thoroughly this door, and turns out Jane was right. This door's fine.
Look at what I'm doing, Jane. Look how I'm finding stuff.
This is not the trapped one.
Yeah.
This one's not the trapped or the locked one.
Yeah.
This is the so the noise behind. So this has been taking a couple of seconds. You now sense that the noise is has dissipated. There is less noise behind the door than there was.
Okay.
I got a bad feeling.
So I'm gonna try something, and maybe this is a little weird, but I have an ability called Thieves' Cant, where I can speak
Yes.
a secret mix of dialect, jargon, and code. Can
Yes.
I try to say something and just see if anybody, because we're in a shady place, and so if I speak shady, maybe they speak shady. So
Sure.
kind of like when you go into like a foreign business, sometimes you might start off with like,
Girl, you speak shade?
Right. Exactly. Yes, Thieves' Cant is a mixture of spoken and written symbology and language, not dissimilar to rhyming slang, and sort of symbols that you might see etched into fence posts and onto walls and things like that. So what do you say?
I might say something silly, like kind of like anybody home, or like testing or something like that. Just something like just to try it.
You do not get a response.
Okay. Oh.
That was some really nice gobbledygook right there. I can make noises too. Skibbity bop a doo boop skew.
And then I fart.
Well, if all else fails, we can just speak the universal language. I would just knock on the door at that point.
There is no response.
Hmm.
The sound that was the rustling that happened inside has now dissipated, and there is no sound.
If I just try the door, I assume it doesn't go anywhere.
Door opens.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy.
I back up.
Yep. And as you do, nothing happens because you already inspected the door. So when you enter the room, the flickering of glowing lanterns reveals a haphazard room about 30 feet long and 20 feet wide, packed with equipment, tools, and materials.
Okay.
Hanging from the wall are all manner of weapons. Boxes and small crates are stuffed under tables that overflow with flasks. A workbench is piled high with tools. There's a small living area with a bed and a large iron stove in the back of the living room.
And I am just awestruck by this place.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that is what you see.
So it appears to be like a safe house.
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
And you see no exits other than the entrance that you came in. This is looks like
so one way in, one way out.
One way in, one way out. Looks like a stone basement.
Okay. Anything of value laying around, like just something
Sure.
Okay.
All manner of weapons.
All these weapons?
It's just weapons, though.
Mostly weapons, I would say. There's probably some alchemical supplies from Nagras. Most everything.
So those are you're saying there are things here that I would recognize from being from Nagra?
They might not be from Nagras.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Nagra knew where the hideout was, so
Sure. Okay.
so I just run out of.
Anybody home?
you did not get any response. Doesn't seem like anybody's in here.
But there's only one way in and one way out. So if we heard scuffling, unless they snuck behind us, we did. So they're still in this room. They've got it. Unless they snuck up behind us, they're still in this room. Are there beds?
There's a bed.
A bed.
You do notice that it looks like whatever was on the work table was hastily moved.
Okay.
It's like if somebody swiped a table clean, probably picked something up on the way out, a couple, 2 or 3 objects, and picked it up. And there is and the rest of it is just sort of disordered. The bed's made.
So Calamity,
there is a pot of tea that is still steaming.
So Calamity would like to walk up to the bed and she'd kind of put her leg and just bounce her foot on the bed. Is that?
You seeing if somebody's on the bed?
Seeing something under the bed.
Oh. Nope, nothing under the bed.
So me kind of stepping on it and then me kind of looking down, there's truly nothing under there.
There is nothing under the bed. There appears to be an empty crate labeled Scorchbringer.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of just start talking out in the room because I feel like there's someone here.
You said there was a stove?
There is a stove.
Is there an oven?
Sure. It's like a potbelly stove oven combo.
Is the oven big enough to hold like a goblin?
Probably.
Okay. Is the oven
on? Like,
so the oven is on and the stove is on?
Well, it's a potbelly stove, so there's a fire inside of it.
Okay. I was thinking, I'm just trying to think of where this person might have gone. So okay.
Well, I just kind of sort of announced the room.
If anyone's here who can hear me that isn't Calamity, made me fall asleep, Jane. Because she's really, really bad at opening locks.
It could have been worse.
She says it could have been worse. If there's anyone here, we're not here to hurt you. And I think I know, Salish, if you're here, we're friends. We're not going to hurt you.
And those words waft through the room as you take account of what you see. There is no response. However, there are a lot of things in this room. There is one of each weapon from the player's handbook with a price of no more than 25 gold pieces hanging from the walls. So there's like a longsword and a pike and a mace and all that kind of good stuff.
So
on her work.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I can get that list for you. There are 3 vials of alchemist's fire, 1 vial of acid, alchemist's supplies, tinker's tools, and thieves' tools on the desk and strewn about the room. And you saw the empty box under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see at present.
All right, so I want to find something that has like a flask on it or just a breakable element.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like a weapon that has some sort of breakable element on it. And then
weapon with a breakable element. Well, you could have a crossbow or a bow of some kind. That's like a wooden element.
Perhaps. I mean, I was thinking more of something that maybe had glass on it. But regardless, the idea for it is that he's going to hold it up. He's going to be,
wow, this sure is a really nice crossbow. It'd be awful if something were to happen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like dropping it.
And then I drop it.
and the glass thing breaks. And there's no response.
All right, Jane, I'm all out of ideas. You want to make me go to sleep now?
So there's nothing inconspicuous, like a bookcase or a rug that shouldn't be there. Everything appears to fit with like the decor of it.
Make an investigation check or a perception check, whichever you. So perception is like trying to get the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation is looking at one thing in particular. So if you want a big picture, let's make a perception check.
Okay. I got an 8.
You have no bonus to perception?
Let me take a look here. I have +2.
Okay. And you're not proficient in perception, yeah?
No.
So a 10.
Mm-hmm.
There are bookshelves. There is a rug. It's not dirty by any means. In fact, it's pretty clean. It is messy, however. There's lots of loose paper, books. There is a full dish rack of partially washed or drying vials and beakers of various kinds. There is a mortar and pestle with a black, dusty finish in it. There's a couple barrels, a bunch of boxes. And with that, I will say that with your roll, I will also say that near the back of the room, near the living quarters, the living quarters are sort of separate from the rest of it. They sort of have there's sort of like a space where, this is where the mess ends and this is where I'm sleeping kind of area. And so there's like a good 3-foot gap from wall to wall blocking off this corner.
I might be able to try something. So I'm going through my abilities here.
Yes.
And I have something called prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation, sure.
which is where I can create a magical effect. So I can add a bad smell. I can add I can light a small campfire. I can chill, warm, so there's things I can do. And
Yes.
so I was thinking if I could maybe like either make a terrible smell or like make a really loud sound that might drive somebody out.
And then,
Okay.
and then Gerbian's like, I got it! And I run over, and I grab the carpet, and I go, yeah! And I throw the carpet on the side.
But I
Is
might
it
say
looking-
something to Gerb like plug your ears, and then I make a really loud like.
So we'll do it in order. What are you doing with prestidigitation?
I was thinking of making a really loud like sound, like a piercing,
Okay.
sort of like when you're watching cartoons and they have like the opera sound and it breaks the glass. I might
Sure.
say to Gerb like plug your ears, and then I would do the thing and like.
Boom. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Rattles some of the glasses.
I don't think they're here anymore, but where could they have gone?
Oh, they're here.
We've broken their valuables. We've made ear-piercing sounds. There's got to be another way out of here.
And so
At
when
which point, Gerb is going to pull the rug, and there's a trapdoor.
I did it. I did it. I'm the champion.
Not a good enough investigation check to have figured out that there was a secret door, but there is a secret door.
I am a secret genius.
I was wrong to sleep on you, Gerb.
Wow.
The rug itself appears to have been positioned in such a way that it was pulled down with the trapdoor.
Okay.
It looked like it wasn't, because if you go down the trapdoor, it's trying to, it didn't look out of place in any way.
Okay.
But I had a feeling in my little goblin bones.
So there's that.
Aha.
So I
Anything
open that
else you wanna
trap door.
do in this? Is there
No
anything
locks
else you
on
wanna-
it?
No, there is no lock on it.
Okay. All right. Let's crack it open.
Is there anything else you want to do in this room before we proceed?
Nope. I want to open that door.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Let's go down
Talk to
there.
Salish.
Mhm.
Okay. You open the door, or you open the trap door there, and let's see here. You find a tunnel that leads down into the sewers.
Ooh. Jane, it smells, well, I think you think it would be awful, but it's real pungent down here.
And I start just crawling down the way.
Right. So the sewers, it seems, these are like the rain sewers as opposed to the poop sewers.
Okay.
So it is musty. It is damp, cold, and there's a ladder down into a sort of circular maintenance shaft.
Mm-hmm.
This is sweet.
There's an iron ladder that's bolted to one side of the shaft. There's a faint light at the bottom, illuminating the water.
Cool.
Jane, this is nice.
To you, baby.
Yeah.
So there's no light source in the shaft, which goes down 50 feet. If you're going down,
Can I make a light source with my prestidigitation?
I don't think prestidigitation can do that.
Yeah, it says you instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, torch, or campfire.
So if you have a torch or a candle,
Can I take you broke that crossbow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I take like that long part from the crossbow and
Sure.
make a torch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you also just have a torch, but
Okay.
I like this flavor better.
Yeah.
So it goes down 50 feet, and ends in a folding ladder with a dangling cord. When it's unfolded, the ladder reaches down another 20 feet because the iron ladder it ends in the middle, and then there's like the round of the sewer itself, and the folding ladder drops down to the floor of that.
Okay.
Aha.
To the tunnel floor. And you are going all the way down?
All the way down.
Didn't want to investigate Falish's awesome laboratory for hidden things? Okay.
Wait, but you said this was a straight tunnel, didn't you?
What do you mean?
He's talking about upstairs. He's talking about
No, I'm fine with the upstairs, but
yeah. So you took a tunnel down,
right,
to the sewers, which are now a sewer.
Okay. Yeah,
right?
I was just clarifying that there's no like nooks or anything on the way. It's just straight down. Okay.
Straight down.
Okay.
Oh, I know all the nooks and the crannies.
Great news.
A lot of crannies. I'm like a cranny master. All up in that cran.
So we have 100 bits. I don't know what this was buying for us, but thank you for the bits. The tunnel is lit.
Yeah, it is.
By little beacons that are positioned every 30 feet or so, alternating down the tunnel.
Okay.
It's 30 feet wide, and it continues in both directions. And there are raised walkways on the sides of the tunnel, and the main passageway has about a foot of water that is flowing.
So we can't. So both so it goes all the way in one direction, all the way in another direction.
Yep.
And we don't see anything between the two halves that are different.
Not at present.
Can't hear anything from one direction or the other.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 19 plus whatever.
That's wisdom perception.
Ooh, wisdom perception. Okay, well that's a +0, but I do. Yep.
19's a good number, though.
Yeah, I just have a 19. Just a natural 19.
Cool. Yeah, just a 19. Just the second best number you can get.
I'm just incredible.
Listening in either direction, you hear the flow of the water. The flow heads. So there's direction. Let's say it goes. So where are we? We're in 10th Street. So it would go north-south. The water flows lazily southward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Smells good.
And listening, and you're quite sure with your 19 that you could hear in either direction if there was activity. And with a 19, with how long you were upstairs, no, I don't think you'd hear anything.
Jane, where do we go?
Looks like there's only one way we can go. Right?
Go?
There's just the one straight shot.
There's two directions.
Directions.
There's upstream and there's downstream. There's upstream north, downstream south. And you are in a hallway.
Well, I don't think splitting up is the best option.
You think?
Unless, do you want to split up?
Oh, no, let's not split up. I thought you said north or something. You want to go upstream?
Sure.
All right.
What are your passive perceptions?
Mine?
Yes.
I have passive wisdom perception, passive wisdom insight, passive
wisdom perception.
12.
Evan?
The passive wisdom
perception.
You mean I don't have anything for perception. That's not one of my skills.
Okay. I would say with a 12, you can identify that there are footprints on the ground. There are footprints.
Let's follow those. But the footprints. Take two. Why are words so hard? Only one of the directions has footprints, though, right?
You haven't looked close enough at the footprints to know.
Look at the footprints, Jane.
Can I look at the footprints?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's look at the footprints.
That's what I'm trying to get you to do.
Let's look at them. Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be an investigate, or actually, this is going to be survival.
Oh boy.
This is going to be a wisdom survival check.
I found the footsteps. Oh, I got a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Do you want to use your reroll?
Yes, please.
Okay. You have one reroll and you have one natural 20, I think.
10.
10?
Yeah.
And you don't have any bonus to wisdom or survival?
Are those on the left-hand side?
Yes.
This one is a +2.
Okay.
Survival is
survival does not have a dot?
Nope, survival is no dot, but it does have +2.
Okay. So, and you rolled a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2 is 12. You're able to see that there are grimy footprints made by small creatures that are there. But you can't really follow them. You don't really know what direction they head in. They're too decayed at this point.
So what I'm saying is, so there's 2 directions we can go.
Yes.
I don't have a way of knowing if they go in both directions.
You don't.
Oh, no, okay.
Would have needed a better roll.
Can I try?
Certainly.
All right.
Make a. This would be survival.
Okay, I rolled a 15. Do I add anything to that?
Wisdom plus survival.
I see. So yeah. So it's 15.
Okay. 15 is the number you needed.
Whew.
So you can track them through the sewer tunnels.
Oh, nice.
Southward.
Oh.
With the current.
We almost went the wrong way.
The tunnels are near Golgari territory, but they are above the Undercity at present. So this is going to take y'all a minute to get through the Undercity. And it is or not through the Undercity, through the sewers. And the sewers are a dangerous place, my friends. So I would have you roll a d20 for me.
10, I'm scared.
A 7.
7. Great. Roll. What's up?
That doesn't sound great.
Roll 2d4. This is how many you're fighting.
Oh no.
6 total.
6 is a fun number. Cool. I need to get my monster manual now.
Oh no.
Because we, for the first time, are going to be going into initiative, my friends.
Ooh.
I might have a response.
Okay, sure.
So the GURB, we've determined that there are things or possible things coming from a direction, correct?
Yes, you have now started following the tracks south.
Okay.
As you're following the tracks south, you would be not on you have your wits about you, so you can, and it's just a tunnel, so you know if anything's coming in your direction.
Okay.
You hear some chittering coming down the hallway.
Okay, so I want to try something. On my character sheet, I also have snare, which appears to be a circle that I can create on the ground that creates a magic trap. And so I want to kind of lay that down like in front of us and just be like,
okay.
And I know Gerb's kind of freaking out a little bit, so I would just try to lay that and then like maybe like keep him behind me or something and just
hold me, Jane.
So
Hold me close.
So this casting
hold
of
me closer, tiny ragdoll.
the casting of this spell is 1 minute.
Do I have that time?
I would say, how do you want to have that time? How do you think that you can buy yourself a minute?
I've got distractions. Can I? So they're coming.
They're coming at you on. So you're on one side of this aisle, right?
Uh-huh.
It is a 5 foot wide raised walkway with this river in between. You're both on the same side and walking southward. You hear the small chittering coming.
Jane, you have those ball bearings?
Oh, the ball bearings. Okay. So I will try to like whoosh them down the. Are we in water though?
No, you're on the side. The
Got
water's in the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's try to roll the bearings down. Like, let's do a Home Alone and see if we can like trip them up.
Right. So you want to roll one bag of ball bearings?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. And you roll a bag of ball bearings down the sidewalk. And let's see here. So my monsters now are coming into view about 30 feet away. You see a half dozen giant rats.
No.
These are rats the size of Pomeranians.
Oh, Jesus.
Coming in your direction. They appear to be a pack of them.
Okay. Did the bearings do anything?
The bearings, I'm rolling for that now, are going to fails. Oops. Succeeds. Fails. And fails. So you got 3 of them.
Okay.
3 of them fall prone and will not get to you this round.
So there's 2 left.
There are 3.
3 left.
3.
Okay.
And the other 3 are going to be in combat with you this round. The 3 of them are going to be able to be about 15 feet from you at the start of the round. The other 3 are about 45 feet from you and prone.
All right. Well, I mean, we tried something cute. I do have my matching short sword, so I'd like to just kind of, and then kind of like Ella, just
roll for initiative. So this is going to be your initiative bonus. Roll a d20 and add your initiative.
17.
15.
Okay. That
so 15 was the dice, and then you said I get a bonus.
Yeah, you get your dexterity on top of that.
So my dexterity is 16, but I have a +3 bonus.
So +3.
Okay.
So what's your total number?
15 + 3 is 18.
Okay. And Evan, you got a.
I think it was a 17.
Okay. So you're both going to get to go before the rats. What would you like to do?
Whoosh out the short swords and then just.
Kane is first, I should say.
Yeah. So I pop out my short swords and then just get in there.
Go for it. All right. So now you're going to roll an attack. Well, so they are 15 feet in front of you.
Okay.
You want to move up to them?
Absolutely.
Great. So you're going to move
in a very athletic, delicate performance fashion.
Absolutely. Sort of blade dancing your way into combat with the rats. Coming up to rat number 1.
Okay.
And roll a d20 and add your attack bonus with your thingies.
So 12, and then my attack bonus is, where is that?
So your daggers are going to give you a bonus.
They're short swords.
Sorry, short swords. Your short swords are going to give you a bonus based on your skill set.
Is that the hit?
Yes. Plus some number to hit.
Yeah, so +5 is each short sword.
Okay. And you have 2 short swords? You have 2 attacks? Is that how that's happening?
So they match. They're very much matched.
Right, because you're I need my, which book? This one. Because you, as a rogue, are going to get to do some stuff. I need to check all my notes, sorry. Quickly. Let's see. So you have sneak attack, actually, because you... Let me see here.
Oh no, yeah, I have that too.
You do not have sneak attack on this attack. I apologize. Because they saw you coming. And so you did not have advantage.
Okay.
The enemy is within 5 feet. Okay, cool. Just making sure that worked. And these are short swords, yes? This is 1d6 plus the amount of damage that you deal.
Yeah, it says +3 piercing.
Right, so 1d6 plus 3.
Oh.
1. So 4.
1?
Yeah.
Plus 3. So you dealt 4 damage to this giant rat. Or I'm gonna flavor these as pack rats.
But I have 2 short swords though.
You do. Do you have a second attack on your character sheet?
Where would I see that?
It would be in your abilities. I do not believe you have a second attack because you're level 3, but I will check.
I don't believe I do either.
Trickster. Yeah, you just have the one attack. Okay. So you dealt that one some damage.
Okay.
And it is starting to bleed.
Okay.
Evan? Or sorry, Gerb?
So I start waving my hands wildly, as it were, as I would like to cast Flock of Familiars.
Oh boy!
And I would like to summon three Fae.
Okay, Flock of Familiars. What is Flock? Let me see here. Hold on.
All right.
Flock of Familiars. So this is a casting time of 1 minute, which is 10 rounds of action. Ooh. So this is something you should do somewhere else.
Okay, so I don't have time for that, essentially.
You don't have time for this.
Anybody got time for that?
Right. Just like Snare, this is a casting time of 1 minute.
Sleep?
Oh, sure. Sleep is gonna, yeah. Sleep's dope.
Okay.
Sleep is gonna make short work of these idiots. All right.
Go to sleep.
Go ahead. So you cast Sleep at what level? First?
First, yes.
And roll your 5d8.
5d8.
Tell me what the number is.
The total is 18.
18. So it catches the first rat, which had 4 hit points left, right? Hold on. No, you hit for 4. It had 2 hit points left. So it's going to catch all 3 of the first row of rats,
nice.
And they're all going to fall asleep. It is now the rats' turn. The rats that are in the back row are going to stand up from being prone and scurry towards you, and they are now in front of the row of sleeping rats that are all asleep. It's now Calamity Jane's turn. They're all snarling at you and angry and gnashing their teeth.
I'm ready to go. Let's fight some more.
Get him,
all
Jane.
Right. Hit him with another. Do you want what are you? Do you want to hit one that's awake?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Go ahead.
Roll a 6.
Yeah. No. Roll a d20 to see if you hit.
All right. Okay.
How'd we do? Just another 1? Jesus.
They call me Calamity Jane for a reason.
Wow. This is a disaster. So that did not work. What else would you like to do on your turn? You have a bonus action, which as a rogue means you can dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus. Disengaging means that you can step away from someone without getting hit.
So if the attack fails, I can see her disengaging.
Sure.
And then like trying to wait till she's a better opportunity. So just being like, whoop, that didn't work. And then...
Okay.
But she would do it gracefully. She might like jump up and cling to a wall, or I'm back here with the rogue clinging to the wall.
Exactly. So you're going to step back, remaining where you are on the pathway, not stepping into the water, not climbing up the curvature.
Yeah.
Stepping back, leaving Gerb. Clinkbottom. Gerbian Clinkbottom is the front row fighter now. What would you... You have an action.
At this point, I would like to cast Chaos Bolt.
Right.
Which, if I roll the same number on 2 d8s that I'm supposed to roll, the chaotic energy is going to leap from the target to a different creature of my choice within 30 feet.
Cool.
Which is pretty dope.
You're aiming for one that's alive?
Yes.
Or awake, I mean?
Right, one that's awake and scary.
Okay.
Whichever one's closest, because, you know,
all right.
I'm afraid.
Let me go get to Chaos Bolt as well, just so that I can look at it. Go ahead and... So what else does Chaos Bolt do?
Chaos Bolt, first of all, it's going to deal a random damage type between 1 to 8. Acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, and so on.
Right. So
I'm going to roll 2 on a hit. I make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 damage. Choose one of the d8s. The number it rolled determines the type of damage as shown below. And then if the d8s were the same, it bounces to another creature. Great.
So make a ranged attack with your Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
Which is roll a d20 and then add your spell attack bonus.
My spell attack bonus. It's +5. So that's a 17.
17 is going to hit. Now you can roll your damage.
Ooh, roll some d8s.
Jeez, 2d8 plus 1d6.
Ooh. All right, so for the 2d8s, 7 and a 3, and the d6 is a 1, so it's a total of 11.
Okay. And you chose, it doesn't matter what kind you chose, but with 7 and 3, it's either psychic or fire.
Fire.
You have a preference? Fire?
Yeah.
You launch a chaotic bolt that, as it hits this front rat, fries it immediately. It can't be countered. And that rat takes that damage. And because these are pack rats, all of the other rats get a little bit smaller now.
Oh, nice!
Got it.
There are 5 rats remaining. 3 are asleep. They're tapped down and don't untap during their untap step.
There's 2 active alive.
There are 2 active alive
okay.
rats.
So because I'm a goblin, much like the rogue, as a bonus action, I can hide or disengage.
Right.
I'm not sure if I can hide behind Calamity Jane. But
well, Calamity feels a little inspired now after that little display where she wants to get back in there.
Right. You can't technically hide behind Calamity Jane, but you can step behind her.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to be on the front line and make Calamity Jane be your meat shield.
Yeah, that.
Great. All right. It's Rat's turn.
Okay.
The rats are going to skitter up to Miss Calamity Jane, and one is going to attempt to hit. This is a 18 to hit. Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Is that on my sheet?
Yes, your armor class is front and center.
My armor is 14.
Your armor is 14. Okay, so this is going to hit. And so it's going to nip at you.
Okay.
Nip at you for a d4 plus 2 of damage.
Okay.
So take 5.
All right.
Actually, these are pack rats. So
Ouch.
5's fine. It just hits you for 5.
Okay.
That's how much damage they're going to deal, is how many of them there are.
Okay.
And so then the next one, come on, is going to miss with a natural 2.
Okay.
So one of the rats bites you, the other 3 are still asleep.
Okay.
So yeah, that one got you. Got you pretty good, right on the leg. But it is back to the top of the round. Calamity Jane.
I'm still swinging, especially after you bit me.
Right. Go ahead.
Calamity Man.
Try not to roll a 1.
This is 20.
D20. And add 5, I think is what it was.
So 7 plus 5 is 12.
12 is their armor class. Go ahead and roll for damage.
And that's a 6er?
That's a D6 plus your attack bonus.
I hit a 6.
Nice. So 9 damage. Takes this rat out. Slices it in twain, and the remaining 1 awake rat and 3 sleeping rats shrink again.
Nice.
It is Gerbian's turn.
Yeah, it is. I guess
I will fire my magic missile at the 3 sleeping rats.
Firing magic missile at the 3 sleeping rats. So, magic missile is a level 1 spell.
Yeah.
And each of your 3 missiles deal 1d4 plus 1 damage, and they auto hit. They are magical missiles that find purchase.
Nice.
so 3d4.
Roll 3d4s and tell me what they individually are.
4, 3, 2.
Cool. So 2 damage is dealt, or 3 damage is dealt to one of them. 4 damage is dealt to another, and 5 damage is dealt to another. Right?
Well, it was 4, 3, and 2, so.
Is what you rolled, but you add plus 1 to each of those.
Oh, then it was 5, 4, and 3.
5, 4, and 3.
Yep.
So the 5 and the 4 take out the 2 sleeping rats that had. Okay, so the rats each have 5 hit points. The 5 takes out the 5. The 4 takes out the 4 based on state-based actions, and the 3 takes out the 3 based on state-based actions. There is now 1 tiny awake rat.
Squish it, Jane, squish it!
And it's its turn, and it is going to go after Gerb. because that was not nice of you, and you just burnt up all of its
Hey,
friends.
can I not use my bonus action to disengage?
You can. This rat's gonna come after you.
I mean, I've got to do something. I don't want him to hit me.
No worries. Yeah, you disengage, and then it uses its action to run up to you.
Ah!
Okay.
That's gonna be a 23 to hit, and 4 piercing damage.
Ow!
Bites you. And that is the end of the last remaining rat's turn. Back to the top of the round, Jane.
Kill it.
Go ahead. You're gonna have to move to get over to it now, but no worries because there's only one left.
Rolling my 20.
Yep, D plus 5 for you.
It's a 6.
A 6 plus 5,
6 plus 5 is 11.
so does not hit.
Okay.
The armor class is 12. Still tough to hit. Gerb,
All right.
you are engaged with this beast.
Right.
You're not engaged to it. You're not getting married. You're engaged with it. You're in combat with it. What that means is you can stab it with things, and your spells that target things as a range have disadvantage.
Okay. How about some burning hands? It's probably a little overkill, but you know.
Jeez.
Yes.
It is overkill, but sure, why not?
Come here.
Wow, that is a lot. Burning hands. Jeez.
I cast burn hands.
So the bottom line here is you're gonna kill it no matter what happens because of how burning hands works.
Is it gonna like explode in your head?
It might. The burning hands is a 15-foot cone that appears out of your hands. You have a verbal and a somatic component. The somatic component is making the cone with your hands, as illustrated in the book. You hold your hands with your thumbs touching and your fingers spread. A thin sheet of flame shoots forth from your outstretched fingertips. Each creature in the cone
Yeah.
has to make a dex save.
You ain't gonna make it.
Rats are dexterous, but it rolled a 3, so it fails. Each creature in the cone takes 3d6 fire damage on a failed save. Or half as much on a successful one. So
Jesus.
once it saved, it was a tiny pack rat at this point. The fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. So not only do you burninate this rat,
Yeah.
you also burninate the remaining corpses of the other 5 rats.
Wow.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
And a lot of the tunnel is now alight as well. That is the end of combat.
Yeah. I think I burned all the loot.
Yeah, those were.
Calamity would be like, I didn't know you had that in you. I'm like, wow.
Well, thank you very much. I am often underestimated.
All right, well done. You defeated all of the rats. And eventually, you make it to the end of another maintenance shaft near the ceiling of a tunnel, and a cord similar to the one that dropped you down into the tunnel where you came in is dropped into the shaft.
But it keeps going, right?
There is a cord. Yeah, and the tunnel keeps going ahead of you. But there is a cord from the roof of the shaft.
I want to pull it.
Okay.
Jan, you want to pull it?
Sure.
Okay. As you pull it, make a dexterity save. I'm kidding. Don't do that. It's hilarious. If it was just like a box of rocks that you had to. So you pull the cord, and it releases a folding ladder, like the one at the other shaft. Yeah. So you have a shaft above you. It's now. Okay. You start climbing the ladder. You can climb up the metal iron ladder, very similar to the last shaft that you had climbed. Aaron, please.
It's a family adventure. It's a family adventure.
That's right.
It's a family adventure. We allow you to torch rats, but
Right. Exactly. And you're hunting a murderer, so. But it's still frivolous. The shaft terminates in a grate. There's a grate above you,
okay.
and it's sort of it's made of metal, and it's a grate.
Like, can you see up? Like, can you see the sky? Is this like a?
Yep, you can see up into the sky. It is
Wait.
still overcast.
Is it locked? Can we push it?
You push on it, and it appears solidly in place.
Ooh.
Not locked.
Not locked though.
Nope.
Well,
just-
I put a little elbow grease, like,
yeah. You want to shove on it?
yeah.
Make a strength check for me.
Ooh.
Straight strength.
19.
19 is going to do it. You push the grate and you're able to slide it off. You are in an alley beside an old warehouse next to a canal dock near Foundry Street in the 6th precinct of the 10th district, which is almost to the Dead Bridge region.
Oh.
Which is a massive chasm in the earth that is slowly consuming other bits of the 10th district and the 9th.
Okay.
So, and it is also the main entrance into the Undercity. So you are in a canal, or you're in an alley next to a warehouse, also next to a canal.
Okay.
That leads to the Undercity.
That leads to the Undercity. You do see that the tracks continue that you saw down below. The tracks continue up to the out of the grate.
Towards what?
Down the alley.
Come on, Jane, let's go.
Okay.
Off we go.
Make a survival check for me to keep following these tracks.
Both of us?
Both of you.
That's 20.
Ooh.
D20, and then add your wisdom and your survival.
17 plus plus 2 for survival is 19. That's 19, and then my wisdom I get a plus 2 to that, so that's 21.
I just
Easy
have an 11. Yeah.
Yep. The 11, you're able to see the tracks, but you lose them eventually. It's been raining. They sort of dissipate a little bit. Jane, you notice that not only are there the goblin-sized tracks, there are also some human tracks.
Okay.
They're fresher. And the human tracks are heading in the same direction, but then eventually turn off to a sort of a shed, a smaller warehouse. And that the goblin tracks sort of diverge into a different direction.
Okay.
Which tracks do you want to follow? There are like old goblin tracks and new human tracks.
I mean, considering that this just happened, I think we should follow the human tracks, because it's obvious whoever was in that room, this is recent. They went from the room to the trapdoor to the sewers to here. I think the human ones are the way to go.
But we're looking for Salish, and Salish is a goblin.
Mm-hmm.
No, Salish is a human.
Salish is a human. I didn't really know that, but I know a guy. I know him.
Right. Salish is the human arms dealer. And what was the other woman's name?
Nogros.
Nogra was the goblin. Nagra was the goblin.
Well, if you said human, I just thought goblin because, we're clearly the... Okay, anyway. Jane, I think you're right. We should go chase down the human tracks.
Okay.
Okay. You follow the human tracks. They end at a abandoned storefront with boarded up windows. The door is ajar, and there is no light inside.
Jen, you got your torch?
Do I still have that, or did I lose that in the rat battle?
We'll say you lost that in the rat battle.
Okay. Is there anything around me I can maybe find to light up?
The epic rat battle of history.
Wow.
Yeah. You have a torch in your explorer's pack.
Okay, yeah, then I'll just use that then.
I also have produce flame as a cantrip.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Either way, so if you want to light up a torch, you have a torch.
Yeah, let's do the torch thing.
If you want to produce flame in your hand, you have a produce flame in your hand.
Torch it is.
And there's a door.
Jane, I think you
and it
should
is
do
ajar.
the honors.
Okay, so I would walk through.
You open the door, and sitting calmly, one leg crossed, facing the door, with a massive flamethrower pointed directly at the door, is an Is-It woman who Gerb recognizes as Salish. Who are you?
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! It's me, Gerb. Remember me? Everybody likes to call me Gerb because they're my friend. I don't.
Gerb. What are you doing here?
It's a long story, but if we put down the giant weapon of destruction, maybe we can talk about it.
So what we're going to do now is you're going to make a persuasion check against what I rolled earlier.
Oh, boy. That's a natural 20.
Wow. All right.
First one I had all night.
She continues to point the flamethrower at you, but then lowers where it's pointed down towards your feet. All right, let's talk. What do you want?
Well, we're trying to hunt down, not everybody's supposed to know this, but we're looking for Krenko.
Was that you that followed me? You came to my house, you tried picking my lock?
Yeah, we're sorry about that. We didn't know.
Did you take anything from my house?
No, but we might have broken something. I'm sorry. Was it an accident? Totally an accident.
Who are you? She looks at Jane.
Who's asking?
The guy with the gun, Jane!
Hunting. Yeah. Also the one with the gun. What do you mean, who's asking? You're not in a position to be sassy. I like you. I like you for asking that question. But boy, read the room, sis.
My friend and I are on a mission here.
Your friend here said my name. What do you want?
What I want is my payment for delivering Krenko.
Y'all are after Krenko. Interesting. Okay.
Have you seen him around?
With your natural 20. Krenko contacted me to deliver some weapons. Some explosives, a couple magic items. At a drop point outside the Smokehouse Inn. I am supposed to make the drop tomorrow at sunset.
Well, that sounds good. Maybe we could get some rest, Jane. Does that sound good?
I'd be okay with that. Haven't you had enough rest for tonight?
That's
not funny.
I really have you to thank for that, you know.
That's pretty funny. That's a good one. Yeah. You like that? What did you do with the lock, by the way? Is it still on the door?
Is it small enough to carry? Like, could I have brought it with me?
Probably was small enough to carry.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean this lock?
Give me my lock back.
Give him the lock, Jane.
I will shoot you. with this Scorchbringer. You do not. I swear.
Give him the lock, Jane.
I gave it to you. I gave it to you.
We never met. You understand me? We never met.
We never met. I'm still looking.
But you happen to know maybe the Smokehouse Inn is where you want to be.
All right. I like that. Thank you, Salish. I owe you one.
You should leave.
Okay, we're leaving. Bye.
Jane, of course, saunters while I'm, scurrying.
Yeah, Jane's not running. She's like, I am walking out.
Okay, Batsman Greenman.
It's almost the morning at this point. Would you like to do anything while you're here by the docks?
Not that I can think of.
Would you like to do anything before you turn in for the evening?
Jane, we probably should have asked Salish about the goblins he was just with.
She
was just with, that I keep forgetting?
I don't think we need to reveal our hand just yet.
Okay. Well, I'm tired. I mean...
You used a lot of spells on those rats.
They had to die! All of them needed to suffer.
What? So, we're going to call it an evening. I assume the characters are going to call it an evening.
Yeah.
What are you doing when you... what are your plans for the night?
Sounds like Jane's gonna go talk to a minotaur. Maybe
probably. I mean, she's not. She's kind of a night owl, so she might still kind of have. I don't think she would carry out the mission. I think she would do like her thing. So it's like, okay, that was work. Now let's like have some fun. So she would just go and blow off some steam a little bit. Maybe even with the minotaur, but not in like a sexy way. Just like he seems like a good, like a fun. Kind of like in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I might go back and drink with the Minotaur,
Right.
You ain't gotta lie to me, girl. You ain't gotta lie. I'm right here.
Because you're going to be a barfly for a little bit, I'm going to give you an opportunity to gather additional rumors.
Oh, okay.
Specifically because you're going back to drink at the Millstone.
Okay.
Which is, right in the middle of 10th Street. You're going to hear about any goings-on.
Sure.
So you can keep your ear out for that. I'm going to have you make this is going to be a perception check. Because mostly what you're doing is just going out and having fun, as opposed to specifically seeking out information. So go ahead and make a perception.
14. 14 plus... Are there pluses?
Perception is wisdom.
+2.
Okay, so 16. So I'll give you a little bit of information here. Let's see here. What's useful for you? So Krenko's absence has hurt his gang's reputation a little bit. You hear some folks chatting about how the Krenko gang doesn't carry as much weight and clout. Krenko's command has sort of waned a little bit, and you have gathered that it's only a matter of time before it's gonna come to a head.
Like a goblin civil war? Yeah,
there's gonna be a goblin gang war.
Okay.
And it's already brewing, even within Krenko's own cadre.
Wow.
That, Krenko getting arrested, not really having control of the situation, the whole issue with the Shatter Gang brothers, it is boiling over, and it is going to come to a head at some point. You also know that 10th Street, being the bustling, center of trade that it is, has 10th Street itself is the Shatter Gang brothers' territory, whereas Foundry Street is Krenko's territory. And so here in 10th Street, you're going to hear more about the Shatter Gang brothers and their sort of hold on things. they've been emboldened since Krenko got arrested. So they've started making bigger moves, and they're ready to move on Krenko's territory with Krenko locked up. And were they to find out that Krenko escaped, that would certainly move up their timetable. We do not know what any other information about that. And you head back to the millstone, and a handsome older minotaur, a silver fox minotaur, is there waiting for you, and was like, "Oh, I was wondering if you were going to come back." To leather, and so if we're happy where Jane's evening has ended,
Yeah.
Gerb, where are you going?
I can imagine that there are other places nearby that are goblin friendly is not the right way to say it. You know what I mean? Like, is there like a goblin hangout type joint?
Yeah, I mean, all of the businesses are, especially in Tin Street and Foundry Street and this sort of area of Ravnica, of the 10th District, are going to be friendly to goblins. Sure. They are probably the second most numerous race after humans. More numerous even than the elves.
Right.
And so you are very easily able to find, you want to find like a bar? What are you looking for?
Like an inn that has, you know, maybe a little bar at the bottom of it or something like that. Okay. Because I'm I'm older goblin, you know, I'm not going to be a party or anything.
You find the Oak Street Inn. It's run by a kindly old lady named Yuffie. And how can I help you, dearie?
Yuffie, you know what I need. I need 4 walls, a roof.
Calm yourself down. I'll get it for you. And she will go get you like a cup of cider or something. And there's a warm fire. There's lots of pelts in this place. So this is the Oak Street. This is the Oak Street Tavern. There's animal heads hanging on the walls. There's a chandelier made of antlers.
My type of place.
And there's only one other patron sitting in an armchair across the way who appears to be asleep.
Well, that's enough for me. I'm tired.
I would have you make an insight check.
Okay. 6 plus whatever the insight stuff is. Oh, I have +2 to insight, so that's an 8.
Cool. Good to know. Yuffie comes back. Here's your cider, dearie. Can I get you anything?
No, this is good.
I just sip my cider. And...
All right. You've been busy. I can see it on you're sweating a little bit.
It's been a long night.
You gonna be all right.
You know me. I'll be just fine. Oak Herb always comes through.
Is this a regular haunt of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, there were some gentlemen who came in earlier asking about you.
What? About me?
Yeah, just a couple of your friends, it seems.
Friends? What friends?
Yeah. They just were asking, making sure you're all right. Anyway, have a good evening.
What these goblins?
Nope, just some humans.
Were they in uniforms?
Yeah, I think they were. I didn't really recognize their uniforms or anything, but they were dressed similarly.
Were they angry?
No, just curious.
No insignias? No guilds?
None that I saw.
Okay. Good to know.
All righty. You have a good evening. And Yuffie is going to head back and start scrubbing the tabletops and, doing that.
Thoroughly flipped out, I'm going to my room. Or thoroughly freaked out, rather, by the idea that somebody might be out there watching me right that very second. I'm going to bed.
Cool. You go up to your room. Make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that sucked. Let's see. What's the perception is based on wisdom too?
Wisdom perception.
Yeah, so I got a 3. Too tired. Just not paying attention.
And you pass out and go to sleep. And I think that's where we're going to end this chapter of Heart of Svogthos. We have a plan tomorrow, and you all can prepare exactly how you want to proceed.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So that was good. I'm glad. I was going to ask, how did you all feel about your first adventure here?
I had fun. I feel like we both did a good job of like, there were times where like we each had the spotlight, you know, like there were times where we each got to shine, you know. I mentioned earlier in the episode that I was kind of using the goblin as a tank of like, you go first. And then it was nice to see the pivot of like me, you know, after the sewers, him really showing that he could pack some punch and being like, okay, you know, I will go first now. You know, you're not just sort of the comic relief. You're not just sort of the doormat, that you can really hold your own. And so I really appreciated the pivot in terms of the storyline and us just both having our moments in terms of me doing the pickpocket thing and the gem thing. And then it was nice.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So I think it worked well.
And then I farted.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
no, that was fun. If anything, I just hope the voice is not like too annoying, honestly.
No, I love it. I just feel bad I don't have one, but...
Okay.
No, I mean, I think that Jane sounds a lot like Aaron, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
that's how that panned out. This was really interesting and fun for me. It's always fun for me to play with relatively new folks. See where they go, see what their instincts are. You know, it was. I like that the rogue's first instinct was to steal stuff, and the wizard's first instinct was to light everything on fire. It was perfect. I love it. You guys did great, and I'm pleased that you found a lot of the story points to be able to head in the right direction. And I'm excited to continue the story next week and see what y'all do. But for now, you have a night to sleep. What happens when you take a long rest is you regain all of your hit points and half of your hit dice.
Okay.
You guys didn't take any short rests, so you didn't expend any hit points.
One of us did.
Right. That was a magically induced short rest.
I'm just saying, it was short.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a short joke? Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
And so y'all have some direction to go in.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to keep going. So thanks again, everybody. I've been your guildmaster, Ruben Bressler. You can follow me everywhere on the internet at MOXREUBY.
I've been Gerby and Clinkbottom. That's the goblin that you know, your friend Gerb.
And I'm Aaron Campbell, playing the role of Calamity Jane. You can try to follow me on social media. I can't promise that I'll let you, but if I do, then you're in for a really good time. I'd like to think I'm a fun fellow. So,
or you might be blocked already right now.
Let's do some thanks real quick.
It's very Rakdos. You never know until you try. It's like, whoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do some thanking.
So, you want to do the subs, or?
Yeah, I'll take care of the subs if you got the bits on you.
I'll do the bits.
All right, let's see here.
I mean, technically, as the Rakdos, I should do the subs, but I don't have access to that. So.
There you go.
Argent Griever resub for 2 months in a row. Said, yeah, buddy, I'm actually awake to share this. Camrec85 resub for 9 months in a row. That's a sub baby right there.
Congratulations.
MTG Packfoils resub for 10 months. Thank you so much. Scott Casme has subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Thank you much. Andy Lancaster 80 subscribed. Very much. Thank you very much for being part of the channel. And I think it's time for the bits.
Well, we just met Yuffie at the end there, so I guess we'll read. Marley gave us 100 bits. Camarec 85 gave us 100 bits. Martin Kesa 185 bits. Sexy Soy gave us 220 bits. 344 bits from Darzog 67, and a little aloof. Our good buddy a little aloof gave us 1,000.
That was awesome.
Jesus.
We have a request to raid Young Mage if he's still streaming.
I like it. Is it MTG Young Mage? Is he still on there? I don't see it.
Oh,
Oh,
Marquise.
I got you. I got you. There we go. I found him.
Cool.
It's
So
underscore.
we'll raid that. And we have a new sub, Evan,
Ooh.
or another sub, I
We
should
got
say.
Martin Casa doing 15 months in a row on a 15-month streak. Thank you very much. I also appeared to miss Michaelis or Michaelis, Michcelous.
There was also someone from Germany in the chat. They finally petered out because it was so late over there. But thank you. I saw you, and that's wild.
Absolutely. So
Yeah,
we're gonna get
so-
this raid underway here in a second.
Right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please tell your friends, and we'll see you soon. See you on Mics and Magic. Goodbye, everyone.
Woo! You guys are great. We love you. We'll see you later. And we're out.
That was fun. I had way more fun than I thought I would.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad y'all had fun. I'm glad we snuck in a combat in there. That was pretty cool.
That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Well,
This introductory adventure is a lot of like gathering information, tracking,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that too.
We had about 40 to 50 people consistently.
Nice.
And I think that's to be expected. It was our first show.
Mhm.
I think that the VOD might get some more people into it, you know? And so I think for people who've never D&D'd before, I mean, we were listed as a D&D channel. So like, I don't
Right.
think that's bad at all.
No, I
Considering that we're new to that. So I'll take it.
I will definitely take it. If this is my first time out, that's a hell of a first
Yeah.
time.
So
in my
I had
opinion.
no real expectations going into this. So
Yeah, the magic missile hitting like the 5 damage and the 4 damage, and it was just
That
so
was
good.
cute. I'm really happy that I decided that pack rats was the way to, and we rolled rats randomly on the table,
Nice.
yeah.
which was pretty cool too. Y'all didn't find Falish's strongbox.
Yeah.
Because we weren't looking. We were so excited to go find the person. We didn't look for their stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that you're gonna. I mean, also you left your ponies somewhere.
Yeah, they're outside of that first door, so.
Right. You might have
Oh.
to